updated. We're live on Rumble and YouTube with music right now. If you guys are good to go, you guys can both hear me. Actually, just final confirmation. Sheila can give me a thumbs up, and Lise can give me a thumbs up. Okay. So if you guys are good to go, we can just go in about 30 seconds. That's okay. Meeting and going to our instinct.
Oh, hey, good evening, everybody, or good afternoon, depending on which part of this country that you're in. You're watching a special Rebel News live stream wherein we attempt to do our very best to cover the Newfoundland and Labrador general election there. I am Sheila Gunn Reid. I am usually the host for these sorts of things, and I'm joined by my Saskatchewan-based real-life best friend, and we are coordinated in our outfits. Lise Merle. Lise, how's it going?
Well, good evening, Sheila Gunn Reid, and good evening, Canada. Welcome to what promises to be the most entertaining election coverage Newfoundland has ever seen.
Right.
And we are, if you were watching the live stream a little bit earlier today, okay, time zones are not our strong point. And we said that we were going to be here much much later. And then it became evident, no, we are on at 4:30 local time. I still don't know what time that is in Newfoundland. I wish I did.
It varies by location in Newfoundland, which we found to be quite confusing. But it wasn't just us. I believe it was the entire brain trust of Rebel News who were confused about what time it was in Newfoundland. But I know exactly what time it is here. It's 4:30 Mountain and Regina time. It is 6:30 Eastern time in the Toronto HQ, which makes it 7:30 in much of Newfoundland. So we're going to go with that, and we are going to do our best to cover the polls as they close.
Yep.
There are roughly 500,000 Newfoundlanders, which means that the results should come in pretty quick. That's the size of a municipal election in some of these parts around here, and some of the more populated parts of Newfoundland. If you are entertained by us, or if you want to entertain us, and if you want to support the work that we do here at Rebel News, because this is after hours for everybody involved. It's the second live stream of the day for Lise and I, and you're watching us on Rumble. We appreciate you over there. If you want to get involved in the show, support the work that we do, you can leave a Rumble rant. We've got lots of time to kill. So please give us your comments, thoughts, suggestions, ideas. We've filled ourselves with as much Newfoundland political knowledge as we could in the crash course that we took today. And if you're watching us on YouTube, where we remain miraculously remonetized, if you want to do the same, they have a super chat function over there. Would love to hear from you and read your comments on air. So that's it. Let's get into what it's looking like out there. And I was poking around. So before we get into it, it's Premier Hogan. He is the current premier of Newfoundland and Labrador. He is, of course, a Liberal, John Hogan. And they're leading by about 10 points. But although it depends on where you look. Tony Wakeman is the leader of the PC party, and Jim Dinn is the leader of the NDP. And of course, he's a former union leader, which should surprise absolutely nobody. It's according to the Telegram, Saltwire. This is roughly polling from, well, it's almost a week old, 6 days ago. Polling from 6 days ago has the Liberal Party of Newfoundland under John Hogan with a commanding lead into the provincial election. That's a narrative research poll. The poll shows that as of October 1st, 59% of decided voters say they would support the Liberals. This marks a 43% increase from just last year. They're dealing with that anti-Americanism carny bump, I think. The PCs are holding it around 30 to 35%. The NDP is down 10% from 2024, holding at about 9%. So guess where that 10% went?
Right, straight to the Libs. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I actually did some poking around on this. I'm going to flip this to you. In my effort to be as well-informed as I could be about the historical trends in, why does it feel like I'm sitting on the floor? Oh, I was. So I went to 338, which is, I don't know, it's an aggregator, and it's
Right.
fairly accurate. It'll take, so the problem with it is that sometimes it'll take like the more crazy polls and put them with the more accurate polls, and then you get something that's a little less crazy. But I wanted to go look at the historical trends because I wanted to see if what happened to the PCs in Newfoundland and Labrador happened, like the same thing happened to the federal Conservatives, right?
Right.
Trending high, Mark Carney comes along, big collapse. And I think that's exactly what happened when I go back. Because, so right now we can see that the Liberals are at 45% plus or minus 6%.
Okay.
The PCs are at 40% plus or minus 6%. And that's trending up over the last week, by the way. So that's a lot of people who are like, okay, well, maybe I'll move. And the NDP plus or minus 3, they're at 12%. So that's, so in the last week, the PCs have trended upward, but those are, they're kind of within the margin of error of each other. Like the PCs could pull this off. However, I don't think they will.
Yeah. Key issues in Newfoundland include cost of living, housing shortages, healthcare wait times, and a controversial draft energy deal with Quebec's Hydro-Quebec to redevelop Churchill Falls. The Liberals, in power since 2015, are defending a minority government amid fatigue after a decade in office. And all major parties have had new leaders since 2021. So the Liberals have a bad habit of switching out leaders when the going gets tough to try and hoodwink the populace into voting for them again. And it looks like in Newfoundland, this is no exception. And all of the issues that we just noted there, cost of living, housing shortages, healthcare wait times, and energy issues are not unique to Newfoundland either. Those are issues that are plaguing the entire country. And we will see if the people of Newfoundland punish the Liberals for some of their bad policies that result in some of these complaints, or if the PCs can get a foot in the door and see them out. In any case, it'll be a real interesting night for the people of Newfoundland and the people joining us here this evening.
Yeah, and I think a lot of, like, those are issues that are the same all across the country.
Yes.
And Newfoundland is an energy economy, got the massive offshore drilling platforms there. And there was a time when they couldn't get their energy sector off and running. And so the running joke, as I've told 3 times today, the largest city in Newfoundland is Fort McMurray because there's nothing but you people up there, and we're glad to have you. But I just, if we drill down, Efron, on the 338 page, and if we go to see the trends, just go scroll up or scroll down is what I mean. You know what I mean. Scroll down on the same page and we can see the trends. So there's a unique bump in May of 2024 where the Conservatives were actually out ahead of the Liberals. And that is roughly about the same time as the Conservatives writ large, nationwide, started to trend up, like really trend up. Like, and the Liberals were collapsing in on themselves like a dying star. But at the time, the NDP numbers were holding strong, but at 19. So that was really a shift towards the Conservatives from the Liberals. But what we're actually seeing is not so much a shift away from the PCs there, but a collapse of the Liberal vote, or the NDP vote.
The NDP vote, yeah.
And you can see that to the Libs. They're getting the benefit of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the same as we saw federally, sort of at around the same time when it was clear that Justin Trudeau was on his way out, and a new leader was going to be chosen. And then, of course, they installed, I'll say, Mark Carney as their candidate. And that's when the anti-American sentiment started to get pumped out of the Liberal Party of Canada. And you see that it worked like a charm in Newfoundland. So that's an interesting turn of events, isn't it? It's a little microcosm for what happened federally.
Yeah.
Here's a fun little fact. There's independents, a whole bunch of independents running, including a former NDP leader named Alison Coffin, who is running in 2 ridings. How on earth? Carbonear Trinity Bay de Verde and Harbor Grace Point de Grave on an election reform platform, the first dual candidacy since 1869, it says. So that's interesting. I didn't know you could do that.
I didn't know that you could do that either. I've never heard of that. And she's running as an independent in both.
Former NDP leader. So Jim Dinn came in, ousted. It looks like Alison Coffin, or someone did for sure. There you go. Look at this. Newfoundland's former NDP leader is running as an independent in 2 different districts. So she's like, listen, if I can't bag the one, maybe I can bag the other. That's kind of like a sketchy NDP move, if you ask me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it feels a little sketchy.
Yeah.
If I lived in one of these 2 ridings, I'd be a little bit upset. I was like, am I not good enough for you, Alison? Are we not good enough for you?
Okay, so I'm just digging up. Again, we're learning as we go. If you've got more details and you're watching, please fill us in. But I found that this local news now, VOCM, it's a local radio station, has been pretty good, like they're just straight on this stuff, like straight news.
Okay.
Because I was poking around about food bank usage in Newfoundland and Labrador and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Former NDP leader challenging electoral reform, running independently in 2 districts. Alison Coffin is running in the provincial election, this time as an independent in 2 separate districts. Elections Newfoundland confirms there's nothing to stop a candidate from running in more than 1 district.
What?
How do you...
Coffin, Coffin, who was the MHA, stepped down as party leader after the 2021 provincial election. So after a poor showing in 2021, she resigned. For the last 4 years, Coffin was embroiled in a legal dispute about the results. The court matter was resolved this last June. Now she says she's accepted nominations in 2 districts, Harbor Grace Port de Grave and Carbonear Trinity Bay de Verde. She's asked by people to run in both of those districts. She's like, who am I to say no? Somebody asked me and I just says yes. Said the underlying reason for her decision is electoral reform. She calls it a huge issue and believes as an independent she can take on that issue head on, a different way than any of the main parties could. Current NDP leader Jim Dinn says he did approach Coffin about running for them, but he understands her reasons and says more power to her. Well, that's keeping it nice, Jim, for once with the NDP. That's nice.
She should just run in as an independent in every district.
Why not?
What's stopping her? Apparently
Alison for everything. Yeah, Alison for everything.
Also, I just learned on the fly there, and my regrets, Newfoundlanders. MHA is their MLA or their MPP. It's a member of the House of Assembly, which is
right. MHA.
Hey, by the way, Newfoundlanders, if you're watching this, you joined Confederation relatively recently, all things considered. Would you join under the current terms today? I wonder how you feel. Do you have that sort of, maybe not, sensibility that so many Albertans feel?
Newfoundland joined Canada as its 10th province in 1949 after referendums ended British Dominion status, narrowly defeating independence in 1948. Pre-Confederation elections dated to 1832 under British rule, but women couldn't vote until 1925, and Labrador's first vote was in 1946. The first post-Confederation election was in 1949 with 36 seats and was won even back then by the Liberals, who dominated for decades. So it is, there's 40 seats since 2015, down from 52 in the 1980s. Politics has long been a Liberal PC duopoly. That's a great word, duopoly, with Liberals strong federally and provincially due to Catholic-Protestant divides. Ooh, that's interesting. Catholics often vote PC, Protestants vote Liberal, opposite mainland trends. And the NDP, formerly the CCF, emerged post-1949, but rarely wins big. So it has been Liberals, except for a brief moment in the 70s and 80s when the PCs surged ahead. And it has been Liberal ever since.
Is that crazy lady going to win? I shouldn't say she's crazy, but more power to her. And why not just run in every riding? If you can run in two and do an effective job, run in them all.
Sure.
It's like being the mayor of a really spread out average sized city in this country based on population. I just saw from Canada Projections, final Newfoundland and Labrador election projection. And this is from yesterday night. This is what they project. A Liberal majority. Right now it's a Liberal minority. They project 22 seats for the Liberals, which is actually down 4.
Okay.
14 for the Conservatives, which is up 3.
Okay.
2 seats for the NDP, which is +1. And then 2 seats for Independents, which is the same lady. I think.
Well, wouldn't that be interesting if she won them both? Wouldn't that be interesting? Like, what would she do? Get up from her chair and run to the other one in the legislature there? I wonder how that would work. But in any case, these elections, Newfoundland says, no problem.
No problem.
Run in as many as you like.
It's so odd. It's so mad. Who would ever even have considered it? Right? Like
yeah. You're like, that's not allowed.
It's certainly such an Elizabeth May move.
Don't tell her. Don't tell her that's possible. She will try it. Here's some hot ridings. Lake Melville in Labrador. NDP's Jordan Brown resigned in August 2025, and the NDP's Sarah Razi, a potential first hijab-wearing Muslim MHA versus Liberal Todd Stewart versus PC Joseph Power. Labrador issues are housing, food prices, and representation. So that's going to be really interesting. Another riding to watch is Virginia Waters in St. John. That's named after a neighborhood in London, England. It's an urban swing. It's a classic Liberal versus PC battle. Mount Pearl North is a PC stronghold, but Liberals have been pushing them. And another one is Harbor, Maine on the Avalon Peninsula. That sounds beautiful. The Avalon Peninsula. It is an energy riding with many, many independents in place. So those are 4 that we're going to want to keep an eye on.
So as I was saying on the live stream today, I feel like the Newfoundland Liberals are slightly moderated by their distance away from the hive mind in Ottawa. And so they seem a little bit tempered around the edges, whereas the federal Liberals, there's nothing distinguishing them from the NDP on just about every social issue out there. I think it was Efron. This is from CBC, so take that for what you will. But my research and just watching the election campaign out of the corner of my eye for the last couple of weeks, knowing that I would be in the desk today, the Liberal Party there is committed to. Anyways, Premier Hogan says his party is committed to the launch of the Bay du Nord, an oil and gas project making its way through the design and development phase headed by Norwegian energy giant Equinor. The party has also voiced support for offshore natural gas as a future economic resource. Good. As far as the Liberal Party, that puts you in sort of not in Mark Carney's camp, but more in the Doug Ford Liberal Party.
Right.
And then the PCs, they're going to go one step further.
Can you just wait? Just sorry, breaking
Sorry.
facts. Equinor and Brookfield are collaborating in energy projects, most recently in offshore wind. Brookfield having invested in UK wind farms, partnering with Equinor on Polish wind farms.
Every damn time it is Brookfield somewhere. Brookfield.
As soon as you said it, like the government of Newfoundland is working with a Norwegian company on some of their energy development, and I just googled it, and yep, there we go. Equinor is in bed with Brookfield. Like, you cannot get away from the long tentacles of the Brookfield octopus. Which, P.S., we still have to whiteboard for the people, Sheila Gunn Reid. One night, you guys are just going to get us by surprise, drinking wine with 8 whiteboard panels on the walls, and we're just going to map this all out for you. We have to. It's that complicated. Yes.
I'm going to get on the Coors Lights and just start drawing things. According to the PCs, they say they are going to stand up for oil and gas development in Newfoundland and Labrador, promote offshore exploration, and ensure the province sees benefits, I suppose, as opposed to Mark Carney. They will prioritize trades jobs when negotiating with the private sector and other levels of government. That's music to my ears. They're pushing Newfoundland and Labrador to get gross defense spending. They won't. By the way, the PCs point out that the Bay du Nord project has not been greenlit by Equinor yet. So it's just could be nothing.
Or it could be pivoted to some sort of renewable wind solar thing. And it looks like they're heavily, heavily invested in wind.
Yes.
Offshore wind farms coming your way, Newfoundland. Let's do something about these libs.
And the NDP, there's literally nothing on oil and gas development there. So,
well, no,
of course not.
Unicorn farts, and this is what the NDP would do. Yeah, solar panels.
Yep. Oh gosh, housing, micro homes. So the Liberal Party, are they starting to trickle in? No? Yes? No? Okay, we can go to that. They're starting to trickle in, but I see that the Liberal Party is showing interest in micro homes in central Newfoundland. Of all the places where the housing is the most charming, like, I love the Atlantic provinces for how delightfully unique their housing is. And I say this living in a log home, so I feel the unique housing vibe native to my region, but their housing is so pretty and wonderful. And what are they going to do? CCAN housing.
Yes.
What identity? What identity?
Modular housing. And actually, we've got as is our custom on these live election results nights, we have a tour of some real estate listings in St. John's, Newfoundland. Their housing and their real estate market has been very volatile over the last 10 or so years. Prices have gone through the roof. There was a COVID bump after COVID, but now there is a supply-demand imbalance with population growth due to immigration. So you have housing starts have lagged behind population growth, with only 1,672 units begun in 2024, despite needing more than 10,000 annually to meet demand by 2030. So this is a major concern for the people of Newfoundland and Labrador. We know that when there is a glut or we know that when there is a push on the demand side, that prices go up, and haven't kept median household incomes around 70,000 Canadian dollars, haven't kept pace with rising costs, pricing out first-time home buyers. So along comes the federal government with Brookfield and your Brookfield pod saying, "Hey, everybody, come move into a CCAN. You will own nothing and be happy."
Do you know what? And in my golden years, I anticipate my child is going to shuffle me into a CCAN home. But that will be because she's taking over the farm in the big house. And I'll be perfectly happy with that because it will be my choice, not out of
Right.
necessity, thanks to scarcity and the immigration floodgates. Now, this is Newfoundland and Labrador. The results are coming in. The Liberal Party needs 21 seats for a majority. Now, the aggregators are, as I said, predicting a majority. Right now, they are leading in 16 ridings, and the PCs are leading in 15. The independent, I imagine it's the same. Who else is running as an independent? If you guys know, let me know. Is it the same lady potentially winning in both seats?
Allison and Allison.
I'm kind of cheering for it because I admire her moxie, even though she's on the other side of the political spectrum for me as a former NDPer. This is a wild power grab that she's pulling here.
Well, and she's talking about reform, right? So obviously she knows that there's some issues within the party system, and she just goes, right, I can't win. I'm going to try my own thing here. So
right.
I'm a little bit like,
why not?
I'm rooting for Allison too, even though it's against all of my misconceptions preconceived notions about the NDP. I can't wait to see how this will turn out for Allison.
You know what? I love a good chaos goblin. And I feel like she might be a chaos goblin. And it looks like the NDP, and she, I mean, so far, and it's early days, I mean, you've got very few polls reporting. But
advanced
I mean, more
polls,
seats than more seats than the NDPs.
So advanced polls on October 7th saw over 25,000 votes cast, about 10% of all eligible voters. Turnout in the COVID disrupted 2021 election was only 51%. Expect similar or just a little bit higher today. And that's another one of the things that that we're going to have to consider tonight is Newfoundlanders have election fatigue. Like they have just gone through their municipal elections, I think I just think a couple months ago that we just got out of a federal election and now they're going into a provincial election. So this is a population that has been absolutely overdosed on elections in the last several months. And so that will more than likely affect voter turnout.
Well, Liberal Party things just updated, leading in 17 ridings, but the PCs are also leading in 17 ridings. And I'm trying to remember if that was sort of the prediction.
That looks pretty neck and neck. We might have a horse race here, Canada. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, the last election prediction by Canada Projections, and again, the things could change real fast. This could be rural ridings getting counted versus the urban ones that are going to very almost always come in for the Liberals. We just know that that's the cultural and demographic and apparently religious divide.
Isn't that interesting? Yeah.
You know what? It is interesting, but it actually holds.
Right.
I feel like that's, I mean, I don't know a single Catholic that votes Liberal, like an actual functioning, properly catechized Catholic that votes Liberal. I'm not counting Justin Trudeau. He's not a properly catechized Catholic. He's just shows up at Easter.
Same with Mark and Diana Fox Carney. They're just Catholic when the Pope is involved, you know?
Right, exactly. So those are interesting results. I just want to point out this sort of blew my mind, but also not, because it feels like this map could be from 20 years ago. Province by province Canadian unemployment rate. So Newfoundland and Labrador is the highest in the country
for unemployment.
9.9%.
Oof. Hey, look at
Saskatchewan.
Look at Saskatchewan. They're just trucking along at under 5%. We're an industrious bunch, aren't we? Look at us. Look at us go.
I think, what is it? Constructive 0% unemployment is like 4%, because that counts the people who don't want to be in the workforce or can't be in the workforce, like that are like, basically it means everybody who actually wants a job has a job, and it's like a 3.5% or 3.5 to 4%, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. So you guys we're getting there. We just need one energy project.
Just one.
Just one. That's it.
Just one.
We won't get it. We won't get it.
Hey, you know what? I was gonna send you a video chat about this. But Brookfield just invested in a company called Bloom Energy, and Bloom Energy does flexible. So they do what would you even call it? They do it like uh, I can't even fathom the words right now, Sheila Gunn Reid.
Is it hydrogen?
It's a flexible fuel power. So it's hydrogen, it can be bio oil, it can be gas, it can be
Okay.
natural gas, it can be whatever. And they have power plants that just pick up and move the power to where you need them. So Bloom's whole exercise is, we know that AI data centers consume an absolute ton of energy that the public grid can't support. So
Right.
here comes Bloom Energy with their transportable, that's what I was looking for, transportable energy bunkers, whatever you want to call it, to put them right beside the data centers. So they get ahead of the public grid. They don't take anything out of the public grid, but they also don't put anything in, and they can get around the limitations of the public grid and supply power exactly to where they need it. So this is what leads me to believe that Alberta will not get its pipeline, because all of a sudden Brookfield has invested in this company that can pick up its transportable power bases and put them anywhere they're needed. So if you want to power an AI data center, exactly like Danielle Smith says she wants to in Alberta, you don't need a pipeline to the coast. You need a regional pipeline right to your AI data center. So this is why I don't believe that Alberta will get its pipeline, because all of a sudden it's real important to keep our resources for those AI data centers in the area.
Here's what I know.
Anyway,
it doesn't sound like the Liberals are giving anybody a hard time about that Bay du Nord project that isn't even Canadian.
Tell me more.
That's the Newfoundland project that both the PCs and the Liberals have thrown all their weight behind. We're not hearing a single muffle of opposition to that thing because the Liberals need Newfoundland if they want to keep winning. So they're getting their energy project while the rest of us are getting screwed. As you were talking, I was like, wait a minute. Nobody's opposing that project. But we can't get a friendly little pipeline built because it's going to be a national catastrophe. But this foreign company, which I don't have any problem with foreign investment in the oil and gas sector, but this, Mr. Elbows Up Canada, they're all in on this foreign project in Newfoundland and Labrador. Why? Because the Liberals love Newfoundland and Labrador, because they actually have something to lose there, and they have nothing to lose in Alberta and Saskatchewan.
Sure. Yeah. And it's so important that we still get that pipeline built to the BC coast, because Canada is not the only major center in the world that needs energy for all of its developing AI infrastructure. The entire world is going to be after our energy and going to need our energy to not only heat their homes and fuel their cars and keep their countries running, but also to fuel the AI thrust, as it were. So it's still important that we get that pipeline built, but it's going to be, I think it's going to be put on the shelf until all of these other projects have green lights. And then, everybody's just going to be way, way too busy to build a pipeline.
That pipeline's
all of these other projects.
It's never going to be built as long as there's a Liberal in Ottawa governing this place, or if we're still in this country. It just isn't. There was I mean, I'm sure the Alberta government, Danielle Smith, had no aspersions that that there would be like suddenly a moment of national unity to help Alberta. And so that's why she promised money to it, knowing that it would never be spent, because I don't think it's her way to put public money behind a pipeline project. But she knew that it wouldn't come to fruition anyway, because like that afternoon, BC and Quebec were like, oh, no, I don't think so. So, I mean, she just called everybody's bluff because she's clever as all get out. And the Liberals, I mean, it showed what a sham Bill C-5 was.
I just popped a CNBC link in the group chat so we could just explore this. Brookfield Asset Management spending
Well, we
$5
kill
billion
time.
to deploy Bloom Energy's fuel cells. That's the word I was looking for
Fuel
that I couldn't
cells.
quite. Sorry, it's a fuel. Bloom does fuel cells. So they provide on-site power that can be deployed quickly because they do not rely on a connection to the electric grid. This is to feed data centers that are going to support AI development in Canada. And as you guys know, in Canada, we have
And Europe.
winter. Yeah, and Europe, we have winter upwards of 8 months of the year, and that puts us in a beautiful position for AI factories because AI factories have a problem with heat production, right? Like they generate so much heat, and
Yeah.
so having these in a cold weather climate, and not say California or San Francisco, not only positions us to be on the leading edge of this tech expansion into AI, but the people of Alberta also must decide whether that AI infrastructure and the power that's going to have to go into it is going to belong to the people of Alberta or whether it's going to belong to Brookfield. Like this is what we must ask ourselves. So Brookfield and Bloom are collaborating on designing and building what they're calling AI factories around the world, including a site in Europe that will be unveiled before the end of the year. We've heard these plans before come out of Brookfield. Shares of Bloom Energy jumped more than 20%. You don't say.
Wow.
You don't say. Bloom's fuel cells provide on-site power that can be quickly installed because they don't rely on connection, to the electrical grid. This was said before. And the CEO of Bloom, hold on, let me scroll. AI infrastructure must be built like a factory with purpose, speed, and scale. Bloom Energy CEO KR Sridhar said in a release. So data center self-generated power could do a lot faster in putting it on the grid, and we have to do that, says NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang told CNBC last week. So the artificial intelligence industry will need to build power off the electric grid so as to not steal from the public electric grid or overwhelm it, I guess, to quickly meet the demand and protect customers from rising electricity prices. Because that's true. When you invite AI data centers into your region, your costs are going to go up. Your costs are going to go up because your capacity is taken up by these guys, eaten up by these guys.
These are the nation building projects that C5 will bring forward and not a pipeline.
Yeah, exactly like this. And it's guaranteed because Brookfield Asset Management is involved. Is already involved. 500 billion, or excuse me, 5 billion ways. Yes.
5 billion ways. We've got some results in. We've got actually 2 seats that are potentially being held by the PCs there by looks like a lot. Not all the polls are in, but I don't think there's a hope in hell to change these. So Bonavista is held by the incumbent Craig Party with so far 75% of the vote. These are like Alberta PC numbers, like the Conservatives. And I think it's going to be like that all over the place, where it's like huge wins for the Liberals or huge wins for the PCs, where it's just a province divided. The NDP, this looks like your general sort of Western conservative win of a riding where the NDP is just relegated to under 100 votes.
And it's a landslide one direction or the other. Yeah.
So we've got Bonavista, Terra Nova. Looks like it's going to the incumbent Lloyd Parrott with 63% of the vote. And once again, the NDP vote has completely collapsed in that riding in Terra Nova, where, and again, we've got about a little, like a third of the votes collapsing, but this should absolutely hold unless something crazy happens. Melanie Adams, the NDP, with, again, under an independent. Okay, let's get to that in a second. We're going to go to the PCs holding Bay Vert Green Bay, which I believe is just the same. Like English and French, right? Bay Vert, Green Bay. Lynn Paddock, the PC incumbent, is just smoking everybody in that riding. And the independent is holding Humber Bay of Islands, Eddie Joyce. That's not the independent that we were admiring for her moxie.
Right. Oh, look at that.
Madam Coffin.
Look at that. An independent just running away with it. I like to see that every now
I
and
do
again.
kind of like to see that, but let's see what Eddie Joyce is, what he's all about before I start cheering for this guy.
Before we start handing out compliments unnecessarily.
He is apparently a very popular MHA. He's been in politics since like 1989. So what is that? 37 years? 36
Eddie,
years?
Yeah, Eddie's an old pro. It sounds like a beloved old pro.
Yeah. He was removed from the Liberal caucus in 2018 amid allegations of harassment and bullying. So I don't know if that's true, but I can imagine what a Liberal would call harassment and bullying and what I would call harassment and bullying are two vastly different things. And a report by the Commissioner of the Legislative Standards cleared Joyce of those allegations. But as is the case with Liberals, they didn't care if he was adjudicated innocent of the allegations. It did find that he broke the code of conduct for elected officials by lobbying to have a friend hired for a government job. But since then, the people have spoken.
I'm sorry.
Joyce went on to win both 2019 and the 2021 elections in a landslide.
Newfoundland has got tons and tons and tons of women and gender diverse candidates. 9 women were elected in 2021, equaling 22.5% of the candidates. Equal Voice Newfoundland pushes for 20 plus in 2025.
Why?
It's just what they do. It is just what they do. So you know that when a region puts a real push on for women and gender diverse candidates, that men are going to suffer. And it seems like what's Eddie, our buddy Eddie there, was caught in the crossfire of this. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Women have run this tiny Newfoundland town since 2013, and they were just re-elected. Look at this group of stunners. Look at this.
Gosh.
Oh,
you know what? They look like they say, I want to speak to the manager, but then they realize that they're the managers.
Oh, this is great.
Surely,
women have run this tiny Newfoundland town since 2013. Okay, here we go. They get together.
What's the town? I'm gonna.
Yeah, let's learn more about this.
Let's get into it together.
Yeah.
What's the town, Efron? I'm sorry, I can't see. Can you put it back up on the screen, Efron, please? Okay, what's the town?
Let's scroll down here. Yeah. Oh, small but busy community in Eastern Newfoundland re-elected all-women council. Mayor Kelly.
Why doesn't he tell me where it is? Branch. It's Branch.
It's on the southwest coast of Newfoundland's Avalon Peninsula, which I said sounded so nice. On the shore of St. Mary's Bay, it has a population of 223 souls as of the 2021 census. So more
I'm
than
sure they're doing
a
great job, but I don't care that they're a bunch of ladies. Like, that is the last thing. But leave it to CTV. That's like, you know what? This is like basically the Amazon tribe. Like Amazon, like the women's, the Amazon women of Avalon. Like, I'm surprised they didn't write that in the headline. It's kind of clever. I work on it a little bit as the show goes on. But like, who cares? The community center is full most nights for sewing, bingo, or darts, and they mean actually throwing darts and not smoking.
they have just a little over 200 residents there, and we do all sorts of events in there, and we wish everybody a happy birthday personally. This is what they do. Lots of older people.
This is the least most interesting thing about this town, by the way. I'm digging around into all about Branch. Okay, by the way, they said the whole town came out to vote. Okay, but the town is 300 people.
Right. It's like one seniors complex and 2 streets. You know what I mean? That's the size of this. Honestly, I can see an apartment building with 225 people in it from my window right now. That is a very, very, very small area.
But as I say, the fact that it's run by ladies, again, I'm sure they're fine, but it's the least interesting thing about this town. The town it was settled permanently by Thomas Nash, a fisherman and boat builder from Ireland, and thus, thanks to the isolation of the town, it has its own Irish dialect that lives to this day in the town. This is interesting to me. The fact that it's run by these women is of zero concern to me. And so it's like a fishing village that now, because of how interesting the town actually is, despite this nonsense, people go there all the time. It was founded in 1765.
Cool.
Yeah. Many descendants of the family still live in Branch to this day.
Well, there you go. There you go.
And
I guess
the town is great. It's like, if you go and just do a Google image search, oh, there's so many interesting place names. Again, these women are the least interesting thing about the town.
I guess we can count ourselves lucky that there isn't like a humongous hulking 6'4" man in there pretending to be a woman. I mean, we could count our blessings in that way.
I don't think it would fly in this town.
Look at this.
The interesting place names in Branch include The Gut, Naked Man, Landwash, and Back of the Beach.
I'd like to visit Naked Man, please.
The
I'd like a bus
I want to
tour
go see
to
The Gut. I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
again, leave it to CTV to boil down the cultural heritage of what seems to be a wonderfully charming place to the 4 ladies in charge, as if that matters at all, as if anybody cares.
Yeah. This is
I
interesting.
want to go to Branch now. You know what? The best part about that CTV story, which annoyed me because of the focus of it, is now I want to go there because so cute.
So cute. So adorable. The nicest place in the world is their tagline. I love a good community tagline. I love it. The nicest place in the world. Prove it. I'm coming to Naked Man,
I'm going to The
Newfoundland.
Gut.
Okay. Show me the nicest place
the
in the
Gut.
world.
Take me to the dad bod of Branch. That's
that
where I want to go.
That looks like a nice little community dinner there. We'd fit right in.
Definitely. I love a good potluck. We actually have a couple of chats, and then I will there's just some recent Rebel News coverage of the comings and goings in Newfoundland under Premier Hogan. Silverfeet.
Oh, I love. Hi,
Silverfeet.
Silverfeet. Hi.
He's on the DEI government, rooting through government contracts like a little truffle pig, and I mean that in the nicest of ways.
Our DEI truffle pig.
Yes.
Silverfeet. Yes.
$5. Day 11, overtime edition. Nice. Yes, exactly. Overtime. Trans support for Newfoundland, St. John's, Newfoundland, project name Trans Healthcare is Primary Healthcare, Gender Affirming Healthcare Settings Toolkit, 2SLGBTQI+, Projects Fund, amount $571,415. There's only 500,000 people in the entire province, on the mainland and on the Rock. Good grief.
$500,000 on one initiative. And make no mistake, there are many exactly like it. Thanks, Silverfeet, for pushing that. You know what? We should just have a running spreadsheet of how much Silverfeet is exposing here.
Yeah, and this is just colonization of a place where the culture is not this, right? P. Schofield 10, who was from Colorado.
He's just the best. He's just the best.
And says more election night coverage with Sheila and Lise. What fun. You know, I hope you're learning something. You're not even Canadian, but we're doing our best. We're doing our best. Shauno Vision 416 gives us $5. Good evening, Sheila and Lise and all friends. I've been busy. Any update on charges from the Montreal DND smoke bomber?
Mm.
No. Not really. We know the name of the alleged smoke bomber. The police now know the name of the alleged smoke bomber. The only person threatened with charges was Alexa. They said if she doesn't leave him alone, she will be charged with harassment, even after she was attacked on camera by Antifa confronting him, doing the job that the SPVM were supposed to do. And the DND is gone completely radio silent. In fact, they've told their staff who work there not to talk about it at all, and just, if you get contacted by the media, don't say a word. And that's at least what we were able to hear from our sources there. And actually, Alexa has now uncovered Hamas supporter in a company, a Canadian company that does a lot of work with the Pentagon.
Is that right?
We're not real journalists, though, don't you know?
I wonder if the United States administration would be interested in knowing that. I bet they
will
would,
be.
Sheila Gunn Reid, considering they just declared Antifa a terrorist, a international and domestic terrorist organization. And we know that all of those left-wing activists work in groups, work in cells. They're all intertwined. And so be interesting to see what the Pentagon has to say about that.
Now, I don't want to give too much away of her story because she's still like in the initial stages, but that's what we were able to confirm. And it's going to be an explosive story. And as always, Alexa will be in obvious danger because of it. But I should tell you just an update to the smoke bomber story. She's got an interview with Sean Foyt tomorrow. I believe
Amazing.
Her story's coming tomorrow. So, I mean, she's all over this story, and she will follow it to the bitter end, and do her very best to get justice for the victims of the DND Antifa smoke bomber, even if the SPVM don't seem to care. Okay, we're caught up on the chats. If you guys have anything to say about what's going on in Newfoundland, Labrador, anything in general, we're just sort of killing time while we wait for the results to come in, which I think will come in pretty quickly. Let's just check back in. I'm going to click back on because there's no way that I am able to see that there with these eyes. So we've got the Liberals elected into leading in 19 for a total of 21, which is a majority. Tentatively, that could go back and forth.
Well, 45.4% versus 43.3%. That's spitting distance. The PCs could come along and upset the Liberals, and wouldn't that be nice to see?
It's a province divided. Like, you can tell. What do they call this? Vote efficiency, where this is actually an inefficient Conservative vote because it's coming in all in one place, or all in one places. So they're within, oh geez, yeah, like 1,500 votes province-wide of the Liberals. But because the Liberals' vote is so efficient, they're going to get a pretty decent win over top of the Conservatives, looking at the numbers at this point.
Piece of the, they get a bigger piece of the pie.
Yeah, it's about, 1,500, roughly 1,500 votes apart across the entire province, but it's going to result in a Liberal majority and the PC's taking about 15 seats. Dang.
Still lots of time. Still lots of time.
And you know what? It's not the blowout that that I think was predicted. But let's go to this story from a month ago. I wrote this up a little over a month ago. This is the toe I dipped into the pool of Newfoundland politics earlier, was me worrying about whether or not they were going to spend money on crack pipes. And guess what? They did. So in a place of 500,000 people. They spent $1 million on crack pipes, needles, as overdose deaths climb. So instead of doing the Alberta thing where we're like, no, we're going to get the butterfly net, we're going to take you off to treatment, and our overdose deaths declined, and what we're doing here is actually being studied as the Alberta model by places in the United States where they have a real serious drug problem. They're looking at us and saying, what is it that you're doing? Because we need to do that too.
Yeah, Saskatchewan has taken a recovery-based approach too. We stopped funding Safe Supply and all of the crack pipes, all of the methadone clinics, all of the, yeah, that's exactly what we did. Yeah.
We ramped up recovery beds, thousands of recovery beds, so that if you present for treatment, they're not going to say, okay, you have to wait 2 years, because you won't survive 2 years. And we removed the barriers to treatment. I forget what it was, but it was like $800 or $1,200 if you wanted to go to treatment under the NDP. I'm like, they're homeless. Where do you think they're going to get that money?
They're homeless, mentally ill, and addicted to hard drugs. Where do you think that money is going to come from?
So the NDP in Alberta actually had a barrier to treatment. But so you couldn't get into treatment because of the cost prohibition, but you could get needles for free. That should tell you, and drugs for free. So that should tell you where their mindset was. They didn't want you to get clean. We're doing something different here, but not in Newfoundland. I want to reiterate, there's only 500,000 people there. They spend $1 million on crack pipes, and this is from the CTF. Crack pipes, needles, and drug use paraphernalia. So and it's more than 500,000. It was $664,000 in base funding last year to the Safe Works Access Program, and then quietly kicked in another $360,000 in one-time top-ups when the costs ballooned, because that's what happens. So it came in well over $1 million. So, and just so you know, things aren't getting better. They're putting money into this, and things aren't getting better because in 2023, 2024 alone, the program distributed roughly 115,000 crack pipes, up from 75,000 the year before.
What?
1 million syringes. 1 million syringes, 100,000 brass screens. I don't even know what that's for. Is that like the thing that they put in and then they? It's so you don't suck up a ball of crack cocaine all at once.
You know what I mean? Like it keeps it. It's like a cigarette filter. It's the filter.
Is that what
for
they
the
put?
pipe.
Like wire steel wool?
Okay. Yep. 16,000.
I have no idea. I've never even smoked a cigarette, you guys.
16,000 bowl pipes and thousands of fentanyl and benzodiazepine test strips.
Yeah.
This is wild. For a population of 500,000, 115,000 crack pipes? Like what?
What? 1 million syringes. 100,000 brass screens. Like
it's actually mind-boggling. It's actually mind-boggling. But when you have people being pushed out of housing, priced out of housing because of immigration, you have people living on the streets, often that leads to mental health decline, and mental health decline and addiction go hand in hand.
Yeah. And crime and addiction go hand in hand.
If you're not treating the mental health issues, and if you're not treating your homelessness problem, you're just going to end up with these kinds of situations. And I can't believe it, 114,000 crack pipes alone,
up from 75,000 the year before. Like, what are you doing to put a stop to drug addiction? Like the societal plague of drug addiction. And just the CTF pointed out, while Newfoundland and Labrador's apparent opioid and stimulant-related deaths spiked 30%, 28% technically in 2024, but across the rest of Canada, and this is led by Alberta and Saskatchewan, deaths actually dropped by 19%. They're going the other way.
Yep, they are. So, somebody should talk to the Liberal Premier Hogan about this, don't you think?
I can't even believe, like, this is, I mean, it's crazy. Let's take one peek back at the results, and then maybe Olivia Efron. I don't know who's behind the board. I know definitely Efron is. Should we hit a quick little ad break and then come back? And then I can tell you everything I know about the old hag of Newfoundland, because it is, of course, spooky month, and so we'll discuss that. But let's just quickly hit the results here. So I'm just going to update so I catch up to Efron. So the Liberals are elected and leading. So look, it changed since we checked in a minute ago. They're dropped 2 ridings. So elected in 3, leading in 6, total of 19. So they're in minority country now. And the PCs are 4, 13, and 17. And there's still about 1,100 votes separating themselves across the entire province. That's so close.
Oh, that it's within spitting distance. I'm telling you, this is going to be a horse race. Oh, it changed again. Look at this.
Did it?
Look at this. Liberal Party.
20.
Yeah.
20. But again, the inefficiency of the Conservative vote is the problem here, because they're so close. They're within 1,200 votes. Yeah. It's wild. That's so close. I mean, this is like watching an American election.
So
right?
good.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. We got to check in on Allison after the break.
Oh, yes.
See what
was
Allison's
her riding again? I
ridings-
can look.
It was, hang on.
Humber, right? Humber?
Hold on.
I know that's
Where did
Eddie
it go?
Joyce.
Sorry, I lost it.
That's okay. We'll look after the break. Let's hit an ad break.
Oh, here. Do you want it? Do you want
Yeah,
it? 2
let's do it now.
ridings. Carbonear, Trinity Bay de Verde.
Okay.
So that's Green Bay. And Harbor, Grace Point, de Grave. Those are her 2
I was like, oh, look
ridings,
by
so-
the ocean for Harbor, but everything's the ocean.
Right.
What is this? Cartwright. Okay. Green Bay is what you said? Bay Verte? The PCs are
Port
PCs
de Grave.
Port de Grave. Okay.
Yeah, is what it's called.
Port de Grave. Port de Grave. What is it?
Harbor Grace Port de Grave. Sorry.
Okay.
Harbor Grace.
I feel like that makes a difference. The Liberal incumbent is winning there. With 58% of the vote, and Allison she's got 130 votes for just under 4%. And what was her other riding?
Carbonear, Carbonear.
The Liberals are leading there. And she's
Allison.
in 4th.
Wow, Allison. You must have done something to anger the people of Newfoundland back in 2021.
Right.
Yep.
Or they were like, she didn't come back for us.
Right.
She's, she couldn't commit to a single riding, I suppose.
Like that could play against her too, sure.
Yeah, like on the outside looking in, I'm like, good for her. Good for her challenging the system. But like if I were in her riding, I would be like, how the hell is she gonna represent us? And would she take 2 salaries? Is this like a money grab?
Oh, that's a good question.
I think
that's a real good question. Well, all things for Allison to coffin to explain to the voters, and it looks like she's garnered less than she's garnering less than 3%. I don't think that what she was promising was attractive to them, but yeah, it looks like the libs and the PCs neck and neck. It looks like within 2%. So it's anybody's race, but it for sure probably won't be Allison. I think we can go out on a limb and say that Allison is not going to get elected in these ridings.
This will be wild if this, just checking on the main results, it's shifted again. We're back. we're back within fewer than 1,000 votes of the two parties across the entirety of the province. It's crazy to see close results like this. The Liberals right now are at 19, and that is going back between 19 and 21 all night. They need 21 for a majority. The Conservatives are at 17 right now, which means the Independent and the Independents and the New Democrats will hold the balance of power.
Ooh, interesting. Interesting.
It's what happens in BC, and it makes the government actually more radical.
It makes them crazy.
Yeah.
Ooh, we got to talk about, maybe tomorrow we'll talk about what's happening in BC.
Look, we have time tonight. If we got time tonight, get it out of your system. Anyways, let's hit an ad break. Sorry to cut you off. Let's hit an ad break. You can get some nicotine in you, and we'll come right back.
Hey, Toronto Rebel News fans, listen up. Rebel News is celebrating 10 years of fearless journalism with our 10th birthday bash, and you're invited to join us. Last week, hundreds of Rebel fans packed our Calgary party for an unforgettable night of music, food, and fun. Now it's Toronto's turn. Join us on Thursday, October 16th at 6 p.m. near Black Creek and Lawrence for a night you will not forget. Expect a lively evening with Rebel News journalists and crew, past and present, cocktails, hors d'oeuvres, and of course, a birthday cake.
Happy birthday, Rebel. Happy birthday. Happy 10 years, Rebel. There you go. That's what we're talking about there.
A fun photo booth with keepsakes and a full-on celebration of free speech, independent media, and the community that made it all possible.
Keep doing what you're doing. You guys are doing fantastic.
Keep at it. You guys have made change as far as I can see. Happy birthday, Rebel News. Let's keep going.
Keep up the good work and keep fighting for freedom. Just keep on doing what you're doing.
We'll also be holding a silent auction, including private lunches with yours truly, Ezra and Alexa. This isn't just a party, it's a celebration of what we built together. 10 years of telling the other side of the story and standing up for freedom. Tickets are going fast. Grab yours now at happybirthdayrebel.com before early bird pricing ends at midnight on Friday, October the 3rd. And if you want the ultimate Rebel experience, get a VIP ticket. That includes dinner with Rebel journalists before the party. Space is limited, so secure your spot right now. Hello! We'll see you there, Toronto. Do you agree with me? It is time to make Canada great again, and that is why we at Rebel News have teamed up with MCGA hats to introduce, well, the fashion sensation of 2025. Oh, and by the way, these beautiful hats, they are made in Canada. We don't rely on cheap imports coming over from China. So what are you waiting for, folks? Show your pride. This is the perfect thing for a patriot to wear, or maybe there's a patriot in your life that you would like to gift such a hat. Please go to mcgahats.ca. That's mcgahats.ca. Don't be shy about it. Wear this cap. Let everybody know you want to make Canada great again.
All right, let's just quickly check in on the results before we talk about something else, because that's really why we're here. So far, oh, what has happened? I did something stupid. It's Liberals are leading, but in minority territory with 19. The PCs leading or elected with 17. Independents leading elected.
Changed again. Tied.
Are we
Tied and
tied?
tied? Yeah, 18 and 18.
There's some real close races if we scroll down.
They're within about 750 votes. The Liberals and the PCs that's a real tight race, you guys, in Newfoundland.
Yeah.
Maybe Premier Hogan is going to get the feedback the Liberals so desperately deserve in the way of election results. We could cross our fingers.
Yeah, they're
Cross
like
our
within
fingers.
800 votes.
Uh-huh.
If you look at the total votes, now that is not how we count our elections in Canada, but it sure shows the sentiment in the province. Yeah, 18 and 18, 6 and 12, 5 and 13. Now that could change. If we scroll down on this page, there's some tight races. Labrador West, they're leading by 1 vote. Topsail Paradise, 9 votes. The Liberals are leading by 51. In Lewisport, Twillingate. Placentia West Bellevue, 49. Ooh. Did some Labrador West, now the PCs that were leading by 1, now that just shifted to 61. So PCs in Topsail West, 35. How did that affect? Yeah. So anyways, there's some very close races, like the Liberals are leading by 17 in Lewisport. Carboneer, Trinity Bay, Divert, that's only 1.8% margin separates the two parties. So.
Oh, that's probably Allison's vote. Like Allison's vote is the Yep.
Allison.
Yep, good old Allison Coffin, former NDP leader. She is making things happen in the weirdest way possible.
Okay, I am going to drop something in to the Old Hag of Newfoundland. So the Old Hag of Newfoundland, I'm going to send it to Newfoundland Buzz. Oh no, I don't want that one. That's the wrong one.
The Old Hag of Newfoundland.
Yeah. So it's a cultural phenomenon in let's go to Fireside Canada. That's probably it. Anyways, the Old Hag of Newfoundland is, I'll just grab it from the Sleepopolis because it is really a sleep phenomenon. This is what I know about because I know about spooky things.
It's just wild.
It's a sleep paralysis creature. So roughly 30% of the population says that they've experienced some form of sleep paralysis, and there are plenty of legends and lore from long ago to explain this unexplained phenomenon. Sleep paralysis is often accompanied by heavy sensation, as though someone is sitting on your chest and keeping you immobile. In Newfoundland, they seem to all experience this as the same thing. Not only do our Newfoundland and Labrador friends have experienced sleep paralysis more than the regular population, but they all sort of have the same sleep paralysis demon, and they call it the Old Hag, and just everybody knows about it. If like more than 1 in 3 of you, like 50% of you are experiencing it all as the same thing. And so the Old Hag, or the Night Hag, is described as a wrinkled and withered old woman. She's witch-like with her long hair and drawn countenance. I have to be very careful. I can veer into witch territory. It's why I keep my hair a little shorter.
was just thinking, man, if I didn't do my makeup, I would qualify. I would
have
just
s-
qualify.
I have some angular features if I'm not careful, and then I have this wiry black hair, and I have to be so careful that I don't end up looking like a witch from time to time. And especially if I get a little thinner, I can look a little frail and just witchy. So, the
This
story,
is wild.
yeah, it's crazy. The story goes that as you fall asleep, she creeps in, crawling to the foot of your bed to perch on your chest, making it impossible to move or breathe, and generally scaring you senseless. But un- so, and I think it has to do with where people in Newfoundland are from, because from in Somerset and Dorset in western and southern England, assault cases were brought before the courts against suspected witches who were thought to be behind this sort of witchcraft. And as people immigrated to Newfoundland, these sorts of beliefs came along as well. And manuscripts from early Newfoundland where people are sharing stories about the old hag and what might be done to keep her at bay. I would like to hear more about this. A man told me he had that someone had been ridden to death by an old hag until a knowledgeable old man advised him to drive nails through a shingle and lash it to his breast when he went to bed. Anyways, there's a whole syndrome afflicting Newfoundlanders called old hag syndrome.
Newfies, get in the chat and explain yourselves. What has even happened here?
Yeah,
So
it's part of the folklore.
So to fend the old hag off, you put a shingle with nails through it on your chest like a breastplate to keep this old woman off of you. This is wild
If you
stuff.
tried sleeping on your chest, like sleep face down, but it's so prominent, whatever this is.
I'm telling you, this sounds just like a social contagion, like an urban myth or a rural myth that got carried away, and then you tell your kids about it, and they tell their kids about it, and then here we go. It's a biocultural interpretation. Holy.
It's so much so that they've been studying this cultural phenomena for a long time. That's how they know that more Newfies experience sleep paralysis than anywhere else on the earth. But what they're saying is that this is a study from like they've been studying this for 50 years. Like it's been so prominent that they've tried to do scientific studies on it. Data derived from the responses of 69 adults to the Cornell Medical Index. So this is not just like some like Joe Blow's Institute of Parapsychology. This is Cornell. Indicate that there are no significant differences in physiological or physical illness complaints between adults who have experienced the old hag and adults who had not had this experience. So what they're saying is these aren't crazy people. They are not sick. There's no difference between them and everybody else.
This is actually wild.
I know. And when we go to Branch, I hope to have a sleep paralysis demon pay me a visit, and you're gonna watch and make sure I'm okay.
Oh, I'm wearing a shingle on my jammies are gonna be lit that night. I'm just gonna be full of cedar shingles with nails sticking out in every direction. Careful of hugging me that day. I'm a hugger. Okay, I don't want to accidentally hurt you guys when we meet in person. But I will be walking around with nailed shingles to my chest. Yeah, because I don't want this. This is the exact type of thing, Sheila, that keeps me awake at night, wondering if it's going to happen. It never does, but it doesn't stop me from being real worried about being afflicted by something like this, because that would be just such a least thing. That would be just like, in addition to all of my other sleep issues. Yeah, why not? Of course, an old hag comes and visits me in the night.
Yes. And yeah, so the night hag. And so it's quite something. But anyways, it is a uniquely Newfoundland phenomenon. And so cultures around the world have some sort of evening hag, evening witch that pays them a visit when they're sleeping. There's like this, it happens in certain Nigerian cultures, but all very similar in story. But the Newfies have a very particular type. and it seems to be like all the same.
And yeah, look at this. So it's thought to be one of the classic depictions of sleep paralysis perceived as a demonic visitation from The Nightmare by Henry Fuseli, 1871. Like, this has been around for a long time. Now,
Long time.
this sounds to me like one of the threats you tell your children to make them go to bed earlier.
Oh, the
You
night
know what
hag
I
will
mean?
get you.
It's like when they don't have, like, because we had so many kids and they were all losing their teeth at the same time. Like, there wasn't a week where we didn't have the
Oh.
tooth fairy coming. You know what I mean? Because the tooth fairy visits, and we would tell them all, listen, you got to be sleeping for that tooth fairy to come. And so of course they would want to fall asleep as quickly as possible to make sure they didn't miss out on their windfall of all of their little teethies falling out. This to me sounds like one of those things you tell your kids that just got completely carried away for 250 years.
Well, and what they're saying is people who generally, in the general term, because I read that study and a couple of other studies too, because I went on a real deep dive on the night hag quite a while ago. This is why I know so much about it. And it's like my fun, newfie folklore thing that I know. But people who generally experience sleep paralysis have more frequent instances of another, like a comorbid psychiatric issue, whether it's depression or insomnia or whatever, generally in the population writ large, but not in Newfoundland. They can't, it's like if you experience it or if you don't, you are basically statistically similar. So anyways, take that for what you will. Happy Halloween.
Just wild. I might go as the sleep hag for a Halloween costume this year.
I wouldn't have to work that hard at
it. Imagine our husband's surprise, just us in a flannel moo-moo, just regular, just with our faces scrubbed off and our hair natural. We could easily pass as the night hag.
Oh, for sure I could. I also, I think I've shown you when I went as Edward Scissorhands, and I just didn't wash my makeup off the night before, and my hair, I just sort of pushed it all to one side, and then I grabbed a handful of steak knives and put them in my hands and put on 3 belts, and I was like, kids, I'm Edward Scissorhands, and it was actually really good.
I one time went as a Greta Thunberg protester because it had snowed before. I got to find a picture of it. It had snowed before Halloween. I was protesting the weather. Screw climate. I was protesting the weather. And I drew Greta Thunberg and her 2 little, she was in the French braids at the time, and put it on a sign. And all of the moms knew who that was.
Of course.
They knew what I was doing. Yeah. Yeah. We should post pictures of our Halloween costumes in the group chat.
Last year, do you remember when I went as last year? I was a cat being saved by Donald Trump because they were eating the cats and they were eating the dogs. So I got one of those, like, you stand in the costume and it looks like Donald Trump's giving you a piggyback. And then I got like cat ears and paws. And then like people knew what I was, right?
Yes.
I was like, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats.
Yeah,
and that's what I went as. I was able to find the Donald Trump giving somebody a piggyback on Facebook Marketplace. And then I was like, what am I going to do with this? I'm like, oh, he's saving me. I'm a cat.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm a Super Dave Osborne con. Do you remember 2 years at the Ponoka Stampede? You're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm buying a Super Dave Osborne costume off Facebook Marketplace. So I have that for this year. I didn't get a chance to use it last year.
But next year, we're already lining up our rodeo wear for summer 2026. December 2025 went exceptionally fast, and we had a lot of good travel days.
My cat is on the desk.
Hi, Triggy. Hey, buddy.
Okay, Triggy, get over here.
Just he has no manners. This cat,
zero manners
whatsoever. He comes in so cute, and then he bites you.
Yeah, but then he apologizes right away. He'll lick you and say sorry, but also bites you.
Yeah.
Let's check back at the results because that's what we're supposed to be doing.
Okay.
We've got Liberal Party at 19, Conservative Party's at 17, and roughly 600 votes separating the two.
That's
Um,
I like
yeah.
it. I can't help but like it.
And
Closing the gap, PCs. Look at you
Yeah.
go.
and what's real close? Let's go down here and see. Looks like all the leaders have won their seats. The Lewisport Twillingate, that vote continues to narrow. 17, now it's 10 to the Liberals. Carboneer, that's where Alison Coffin is. 55 votes for the Liberals. Placenta West Bellevue, the Liberals are at 109 votes ahead. Fairyland, 189 for the PCs. Fogo Island, Cape Freels. Now, I could tell you why I know about Fogo Island. This is Sheila's fun little Justin Trudeau facts that relate to Newfoundland and Labrador. Justin Trudeau, I think, his very first or second vacation after he got elected in the fall of 2015, he went to the Fogo Islands.
Is that right?
The very exclusive resort there, and had a hard time getting
Oh.
the data on the cost of that. But I remember he went to a very fancy retreat at Fogo Islands until I guess he learned how to surf after that.
I was just gonna say, I bet their surfing community is just kicking, or their ocean sports community is just kicking.
Yeah.
I bet they also have a very luxurious castle-like palatial hotel, because you know these Liberals, they don't go and stay in 2-star with a continental breakfast.
They're not at the Holiday Inn eating hotel eggs.
They're not. No, they're not.
It was
Oh,
Easter.
that's funny.
He spent Easter at Fogo Island. They were spotted at the Gander Airport.
He
on
and
Friday.
he and Sophie would have still been a couple then.
Right.
By the way,
Looks like
did
one
you
of these
see?
Seacan hotels. Hey, it looks like a Seacan hotel. It's not, obviously, but anyway.
Did you guys see what Sophie Gregoire Trudeau said in the wake of the Katy Perry Justin Trudeau canoodling on the yacht? Have you seen what she said?
No.
She released this cryptic, I'll find the link and I'll put it in the chat, but she released this cryptic Instagram post about, it's not, love is not about possession. It is about letting it be, run its course, and how love is so complicated. That sounds to me like a woman who isn't taking the news well that her former ex-husband is dating one of the world's most famous and rich women.
Just
Like,
let it
imagine.
be.
Imagine.
Let it be. I liked her life advice book that she released, and then she went on a tour telling us all how to live our lives. And it's like, aren't you just like a divorcee?
Didn't your whole family just fall apart? Maybe you're the
Didn't you-
last
did-
person on earth we're gonna take notes from.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. So you're rich, so you don't have the worries of everybody else, but you couldn't keep your act together with your husband. And and you lied to us for several years, making us believe that you were actually together, which you definitely weren't, which we all knew. And so you ran a sham, perpetrated on the nation with the help of the media, and then you wrote a book about it, and you're like, you want me to take your life advice? Sorry, sister, no.
Yep.
No, on
That's
that.
what happened. That's exactly what happened. Yeah, Sophie.
Let's go back in time a little bit. There's Lise. There's her Halloween costume. Can we show that?
This, I believe I was towing around twins in a bubble bathtub wagon costume. That was there. Okay, so there I am as a Greta Thunberg protester, and I say, how dare you, Mother Nature, with her little angry eyes and her little French braids. Because it had snowed, and it was bitterly cold that night. So I think we did 2.5 blocks with the littles, even in a wagon, covered in blankets and then balloons, and then we just headed home. Yep. Greta Thunberg protester. I'm going to protest her. She's going to protest the climate. I'm going to protest her personally. Thank you.
I have found my Edward Scissorhands costume, and it wasn't really a costume. I was just like, kids, look, I'm Edward Scissorhands. So
You
it's
need
just
something.
uploading. It was real
You need-
easy. I didn't have to work for it. Was just like when I went as Joe Exotic, like the Tiger King. And I just was like, let me just go into my closet and grab this, and put it on. Does anybody have a mustache? And it was like,
Doesn't that feel like 100,000 years ago when we were all talking about Joe Exotic
I was
and the
just happy
tiger
you guys
and
all
Carol
caught up to me.
and Carol Baskin? I mean, it just feels like forever ago.
Yeah.
It just feels like forever ago. And yet, culturally relevant moment.
Sure was. I put
This is so funny. Yeah, Sheila doesn't even have to work. She doesn't even have to work for the costume. She just digs into her own closet and goes, right, this lines up.
Right.
Perfect.
I have this fringed leather jacket, these cowboy boots, this hat. I literally just needed the mustache, which I had some fun fur around here and made myself a little mustache. It looked great. And then I sent the picture to my son, who was like, Mom, you're not going to believe this. And he sends a picture back to me, and he's dressed as Joe Exotic also.
You guys are like twins.
We
The
are.
costumes were identical.
Do we have the
Oh,
picture of
it's the
me,
best.
and then we'll move on in my Edward Scissorhands costume while we're trying to kill time here? There it is.
So you take your mascara and you mash it in your face.
Flip your
And
hair
put a-
over.
Yeah.
I wore all my belts and
All of
held up
them.
all of them, and then I grabbed some steak knives, and I was like, "Kids, look, Edward Scissorhands."
Sit. Look at
That's
it.
it.
Just
We're
perfect.
done. We're done.
Mhm.
Okay, let's go back in time to what was happening in Newfoundland and Labrador during fire season. So
Okay, yes.
we have Premier Hogan announcing 6 months in prison time and increased fines from 55,000 to 100,000 from just $75 for residents of the province who break the fire ban. Because he means business.
Right.
Let's watch. Oh. Sorry, Efren, I put you on the spot. Okay, let's watch.
Here we go.
Taken decisive action to help address this situation. Yesterday, we announced we would increase fines for violating the forest fire regulations, and as I said today, we'll share the details. So effective today, new fines will range from $50,000 to $150,000. For a first offense, when a ticket is issued, fines will increase from $75 to $50,000. And imprisonment in default of payment will increase from 3 days to up to 6 months. For a subsequent offense, fines will increase from $150 to $75,000. Imprisonment for not paying will increase from 6 days to up to 6 months. Where there's a summons issued, a first offense, fines will increase from $500 to $50,000 to $100,000 range, and imprisonment will increase from up to 3 months to up to 1 year. For a subsequent offense, fines increase from a minimum of $1,000 to $75,000 to $150,000, and imprisonment in default will be increased from up to 3 months from up to 1 year. It's very clear that these penalties for violating the regulations needed to be higher, and everyone needs to take this very seriously. And I think it's very clear that the size of the increases and the penalties, including imprisonment, that we mean business, and we want people to listen and take this seriously. Increasing fines is one tool we have in our toolbox to protect innocent Newfoundlanders and Labradorians, their families, and their communities, which is why we have taken that step. I also understand, and I've seen there's a lot of information on social media, and some, of course, is true, but as I warned earlier this week, some is untrue. So I want to continue to encourage people to get their information from official and trusted sources, such as Government of Newfoundland and Labrador websites and social media, the Department of Fisheries, Forestry and Agriculture, and Newfoundland and Labrador Health Services. And I also want to encourage people to follow Dr. Fitzgerald's advice when it comes to air quality.
I hope folks become aware of that, look at it and say, do I really want to have my family impacted by that through a $100,000 fine or 6 months in prison? That's where this have landed. My final comment, the Resource Enforcement Division of the Department of Fisheries and Oceans and Agriculture, Fisheries, Forestry and Agriculture encourages those. We continue. If you know anything, if you are aware in any way of suspicious activity, please call our line at 729-2192. 729-2192.
On the fines, so between 50,000 and 150,000.
Okay, that's good.
How did we?
I remember at the time that I actually found them to be quite reasonable because they admitted they were not going to ban people from the forest. They were like, we can't keep you out of the forest. You live in the forest. We can't keep you out of there. What we are going to do is throw the book at you if you break the fire ban. And I thought of all the places in the East Coast that dealt with the fires, they were probably the ones that were dealing with them the right way. Throw the book at the firebugs. If you break that fire ban, you're in a world of trouble. And you will go to jail if you don't pay the fines. But we're not arresting you for hiking. And they even admitted, like, we can't ban you hiking. I think there's a subsequent press conference where he's like, yeah, we can't ban them from hiking.
Right. And they acknowledged that so many of their rural people had to travel through these areas that were really, really at risk, but they weren't going to stop them from traveling because it would have such a disastrous consequence on the economy.
Right. We can check back in and then we'll go to another clip while we attempt to kill some more time here. We just saw the race go the other way for the Conservatives. It was quite close there for a little bit. What just happened? That switched hugely in the last 2 minutes. I was just going to come back and say, oh, it looks like the Liberals are taking the lead, as was predicted.
Look at this. PC's running away with it a little bit. This,
yeah.
This is great. I mean, what a welcome sight. We'll see if it holds.
I don't know.
over the
Well, I
course
don't
of
know
the
how long
evening.
this is going to hold, but like they're 500 votes ahead. Again, I reiterate that's not how we count elections in this country, but they are in minority government territory, and the Liberals
And the lids have dropped.
Yeah. I mean, the PCs are holding Cape St. Francis. They're holding Grand Falls, Windsor, Buckins, I think. Humber, Grosemorn. That's a PC pickup from the Libs. PCs are holding Conception Bay South.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm curious where they're picking up the seats.
Yeah, I would guess that it's going to be urban/rural divide. Triggy.
Hello, buddy. Goodbye, kitty.
He is such an orange cat. He's got such orange cat energy. He doesn't care. He's his own man. I believe that this is going to follow along the urban-rural split, but considering all of their problems in housing, typically, actually, there's a great housing breakdown that we did here. So rents soared 10 to 15% in 2024. 60% of residents can't qualify for mortgages at current prices. First-time homebuyers face delays with evictions and hidden homelessness rising. So homelessness and displacement within typically urban areas. Emergency shelter costs hit $8.1 million in 2024-2025. Rural unhoused people are bused to St. John's or Corner Brook, Labrador. So this would just make things more severe in those urban settings. So those urban voters may be trying to hang on to their Liberal Party, but the Liberal Party is who caused the housing issues. So they might be being punished in this moment. We'll see. Labrador advocates report families leaving communities, hotels overflowing in Happy Valley / Goose Bay. The social strain of the homelessness situation in Newfoundland, rural uprooting severs rural community ties, a youth exodus post-2015 compounds long-term decline. Indigenous and low-income groups are hit the hardest with vacancy shortages across all demographics, and the higher costs of workers, especially in mining, is impacting the housing shortage and Corner Brook hotels, yet it attracts investors, boosting sales 18.6% year over year in 2025. So they're getting the investment for the housing crisis, but they're not actually solving the problem. So
They never do.
No.
I am just going to go look at some of the aggregators to see how quickly they've changed. So 338 Canada, I'm just going to that right now. I don't think actually they have a prediction about, I don't think they have a prediction for
too close to call.
Too close to call. So I don't know.
It's going to be a nail biter.
Yeah.
This
is crazy. I was like, the liberals are going to get rewarded for all their corruption, and they still could, Yeah,
but it could still happen.
How many votes are left to count, Efron? Do we know? Oh, it's real close. So we have 1,472 of 1,675 polls reporting.
Holy Hannah. So we're real close to finding out who's going to win this. And right now, at this moment, looks like the PCs could be upsetting the Liberals.
It could be a PC minority or a completely gridlocked parliament.
Right.
A House of Assembly. Because it's 16 to 2. It'll be 20 to 20 if it stays this way. My goodness, you guys will be back at election so soon.
Just like that. Just like that.
I mean, it depends on those independents, but that one guy, he was in the Liberals. He got booted out.
43.8% for the Liberal Party versus 44% for the PC. This is wild.
They're like fewer than 400 votes apart.
With most ridings reporting.
Yeah. Yeah. This is, I mean, it's crazy. 491 of 1,677 polls reporting.
Okay. How many? Say that again, Sheila Gunn Reid. Say that again.
1,491 of 1,677. So there's like 180 left to report.
Ooh, this is going to be so interesting. This is going to be so interesting.
Yeah.
Shall we tour some real estate listings as is our
while
custom?
we're killing time, let's tour some real estate and then we'll go to an NDP housing announcement gone wrong after that. Let's see what your money can get you in Newfoundland and Labrador.
Yeah, I dropped 2 listings in the chat. One is one of the most expensive listings in St. John, and I think that we can all agree that we'll want to pool our money together and buy it as some sort of rebel bed and breakfast. That's actually very hard to say, bed and breakfast.
Does it have its own night paralysis demon, or do I have to do it for us?
I think the old hag lives in the tower, actually.
Oh, there's a tower.
There is a tower on the listing. We just gotta see it. It is a spectacular property. Look at this. See, that's where the old hag lives.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that spectacular?
1.5 mil?
Yes. So you guys, this is a historic building in downtown St. John's, or just on the harbor in St. John's. Hold on, I got to pull up the listing myself. But it is look at it, guys. It is a spectacular property. You can see You can see the ocean. Hey, look at that front door. Is that not a spectacular front door for a Sasky with the green and the yellow? Like a Sasky
I love a
deserves
good
to live in
stained
that house.
glass window, door, trim, all of it. I love it.
With the side lights and the transom, it is just beautiful. Keep going. Let's scroll through the photos, shall we? Because it is, I mean, the staircase is beautiful. And look at that barrel ceiling, you guys. Look at that barrel
Gorgeous.
ceiling. So you'd have probably 20-foot ceilings in there. You got your fire, like, oh, I mean, tomorrow I would look. Imagine this is our clubhouse, Rebel News. It wouldn't take much to crowdfund this. I swear to God, we could do it in a night if we really set our minds to it. Granite countertops in the kitchen. You got those beautiful.
Look at see that those houses. Go back. Those.
That's your view.
That's
I mean,
what
I'll
you
take
get.
it.
You don't you get in a Brookfield pod. That's
No.
what you should live in.
This is what Newfoundlanders deserve. This is what they deserve. But just like, look at that beautiful view. Look at that beautiful view. It is an incredible property for the low bargain basement price. Look at those granite countertops and top ends. Oh, and that would be the little nook. That's where we would have our book club. That's a meeting of the book club if we bought this place. But that ceiling just, I mean, those got to be 20-foot ceilings in that room. It's spectacular. I mean, it's absolutely spectacular. Oh, look at the built-in lighting in that bathroom. Like just gorgeous upgraded plumbing, obviously, because this is a very, very old historic building. Flooded with light, huge windows. Oh, just gorgeous. Oh, there's your little workout room, Sheila Gunn Reid.
Where will
Right
I
there.
work out? Oh,
You got your little Pilates station and your free weights.
free weights. The Pilates. I can take it or leave it.
I mean,
Look at this place.
The
A
old hag
million
lives in the
five?
tower. Yeah.
Does live in the tower. She comes down at night.
I mean, honest to God, this is compared to
Very
Saskatchewan
nice.
real estate prices. $1.5 million does not get you this in Saskatchewan nor Alberta. This is a steal of a deal, guys. Steal of a deal. Mhm.
The PCs
And then-
just hit 21. Sorry, I hate to interrupt.
Go ahead.
The PCs just hit 21 seats.
Oh, is that majority? That's majority.
I don't know if it's going to hold. Like, it's so close that all the modelers that I was looking at on X earlier, like, oh, garbage in, garbage out. It's like, I didn't put the garbage in. You did. Like, I didn't put the garbage poles in. You did.
Yeah.
So don't be like, oh, it's the pollsters. Well, you could have selected the right polls. You didn't have to take like all of these on the top and then all of those on the bottom. You could have taken the middle and figured it out.
Look at what is this most recent 18 to 21? Does that say 18 to 21? I don't have my glasses on as per usual.
Yeah, it's
That's
21
incredible.
and 15 and 2 and 2, which means
15.
Yeah.
Oh, this is real nice for the people of Newfoundland.
Well, that'll keep. I mean, they have to stay at 21, otherwise it's a gridlocked House of Assembly.
But imagine what
goodness.
the PCs could get done with the majority government. Imagine what they could get done with the majority government. This is exciting. I'm super excited for the people of Newfoundland and Labrador.
I started off this stream, just resigned to have a chit chat with my good buddy, with all of you guys watching, and watch the Liberals get rewarded for corruption and madness, and it's going completely different. And I thought I knew what was going on, and now I don't.
It looks like right now the Liberal Party is getting punished for some of their poor decisions.
Finally.
Right? Like
Finally,
finally.
justice.
Yeah.
Maybe. I could be celebrating too soon, but it looks to me like that the lead is widening.
Yep, this is wonderful. Good for Newfoundland and Labrador holding their elected officials to account.
Let's see how many polls are left to report.
Okay.
There are roughly roughly 163 3 polls left to report.
Hmm.
So this could flip. This could flip. Let's not get so optimistic.
When we have a second to kill, we have another real estate listing to look
Let's
at.
go now. Let's go
It is
now.
a
Let's see
very
if we're moving.
typical. Yeah, this is it's the other. Here we are. Okay, so this is a very typical median priced house in Newfoundland, St. John's, Newfoundland, priced at $299,000 with 5 bedrooms, 2 baths. And I picked this one because it's very much like my childhood home layout. But look at the color scheme. So here we have, so the outside is mint green. The inside is lime green.
Right.
Beautiful living room, picture window. Look at those cool, like 50s built-ins.
Oh,
Like
I love the
super
50s
cool.
like screen, built-in screen.
Uh-huh.
It's missing the glass bricks.
Pretty rad though, like pretty rad house. So then we go to the salmon kitchen and dining area.
The pass-through.
With it, just keep going, like it is. So the color scheme of this, okay, and then we move into the teal.
Everything is Crayola box.
Somebody picked a color scheme for this house. It's just like, listen, I'm gonna buy the paint that was the mid. So okay, here we have the sunshine yellow room in the basement.
These are mixed mistakes at the paint store, right?
That's exactly what. And then we have one beige room because it's like, listen,
this is
Martha,
the room I like the least.
Martha, this is
my.
Look at that. Okay, so we can just all assume that this is an original. This is an original mechanical room. In like the carpet is original, the paneling is original.
That carpet?
The wallpaper,
is that carpet or is that like that asbestos vinyl flooring?
That is 1970s carpet, madame. I can tell you right now that feels like felt, and it has 60 years of grounded, but it's so busy, you can't see the filth, you can't see the dirt. This is like we had this in our kitchen, in our house that looked like this.
The sewing desk.
Original. Yeah,
I can see the
this
sewing
is where you
desk
put
there.
everything in your basement that you don't really have room for anywhere else in the house. You got your laundry wash stations there. Nice little backyard.
Basement suite?
It looks like it looks like there is. So you have separate entrance if you want to rent out that beige room to the old hag to sleep in. The old hag
I'm coming.
Can go in.
Yeah,
she can go in the basement. Yeah. Yeah. So this is an adorable little house for $300,000 and very, very
it's an income property.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's very, very standard for sort of the kind of houses that you can get for the median price. So
this is your mid-century modern built-in cabinets everywhere.
Like just look at the colors of like the color of the door and the door style. It kind of says everything. But like it looks like all of the bathrooms have been upgraded. It's had some nice little upgrades over the years. And who doesn't love a mint green house? So if you guys again want to look at the propane tanks in the bath.
Pig tanks,
fuel tanks?
Piggies. Yeah, it's a pig. That's their that's heating oil. Remember they got a
Brookfield.
They got an exemption from the carbon tax, remember? Because they're like, they heat on heating oil, and the Liberals weren't doing so hot on the East Coast. So then they're like, we'll give them a break on the heating oil for...
that's what started it all.
That's what started it all. And then we were like, that's if you care about those things, and I don't, the most dirty form of home heating. So you're taxing us on the clean stuff and giving them a break on the dirty stuff. Well, that means
and that's
you actually care about the environment. You just care about cynical vote getting.
Your votes, exactly. And this is really what started Saskatchewan on the major warpath to get rid of the carbon tax. Like we've been fighting it for 8 years, but this really, really was a thorn in our side. So, hey, if you want to split a $299,000 mint greenhouse with us, you just let us know in the chat. Because look at it. It's glorious.
Comes with a mother-in-law suite for the old hag.
A beige room. A beige room.
She doesn't need any excitement. Look at this.
Yeah, look at they have their little construction drawings there. Like it's an adorable little house on a corner lot. Looks like
I can tell by
the there.
Yeah, and I can tell by the pitch of the roof that they don't get a lot of snow there. So
right.
I
think more concerned about rain and like storm rain. You know what I mean?
Gale force winds.
Yeah, that little basement door, that
Oh.
basement door that goes sort of underground, like, that would be maybe problematic, and we'd have to get one of our viewers to deal with that, but I'm sure that we have a guy. Like, we'd have a guy. We'd have a guy
Definitely.
put some weeping tile in there or something. But yeah, lovely little neighborhood, and this is what you get. This is median home price. The majority, though, of young first-time buyers can't afford this. They can't afford the down payment. They can't afford the large
10%
$300,000
unemployment.
mortgage. That's problematic. In any case, it's a sweet little house.
It was cool.
Mhm.
Lots of colors, but that is the way out there, isn't that?
Yes.
Yes. So it's more exciting to me to look at something like that as much as it isn't maybe my palate. And I feel like there are points at which in my day I might experience nausea and vertigo in that home for no good reason whatsoever. It's still more character than a Brookfield pod. And
That absolutely
that's
true.
that.
And, there was a lot of effort went into those colors. Some I can just tell already, some woman was like, "Listen, we're going bold, Marvin.
Right.
We are
They're
going
gonna
bold."
remember us. Yeah.
Mhm.
And boy, I do.
Wow, it's actually incredible. Look at that sunshine yellow. I'd have to wear sunglasses.
I love all the bedspreads.
That's how you tell you're in a different bedroom. By the
Different
pictures.
By
Yeah,
the
by the different bedspreads.
Look at the bedspreads.
Yeah.
I love all the like antique-y bedspreads.
Do you
I
know
love
that that's
those.
how I found out that my eldest son was living with a girl? It's because he said he had a roommate. Okay, he won't mind me telling this story. But I was like, "Well, show me pictures of your place," because this was way, way in BC. He left Saskatchewan for BC, and he takes a picture of his bedspread, and I was like, "Okay, awesome. Now show me her room. Show me her bedspread." And he's like, "Oh," and that's how I knew from the bedspreads. Yeah.
Right. That's how you know.
Mhm.
I can't believe it. The Conservatives continue to hold, and we have about 100 polls left to report. I can't believe it. I mean, and
Newfoundland.
again, I'm ready to be disappointed. Like, come for me.
I'm getting ready
Disappoint.
to pop champagne. That is what I'm getting ready for.
We got a live update in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nope. Did it update? I don't know.
Nope.
Yeah, it did. We've got 1,554 polls of 1,665 reporting, and the Conservative lead continues to hold.
Incredible.
What in the heck happened with this night? I was like, oh, I'm going to come sit at the desk and just put in some time. We'll have a little talk, everybody. And things have gone differently. Let's
We are
go back.
pleasantly surprised.
I am surprised at my Eastern friends. Good for
Our
you guys.
cousins. Look at our cousins showing up, Sheila Gunn Reid, our newfie cousins.
Let's go to what is this? This is an NDP housing announcement from the election.
Let's see.
It goes awry when the resident blames the lack of housing on immigration.
Oops.
They put up a sign. Let's watch. I love when politicians get what they deserve.
Gallagher to its election announcement to share her experience looking for an affordable place to live. Gallagher came home to Newfoundland from Alberta to retire, and she says she couch surfed for 8 months before finding an apartment. Then she said something unexpected, that the federal government's immigration policies are to blame.
Yes, that's why there's a crisis. I mean, there let too many people in, apparently, obviously, and that's why, I'm a Canadian citizen. I worked 50 years of my life, and I can't afford a house. This is something.
The NDP quickly distanced itself from the idea. The party invited Shirley Gallagher to its election.
Shirley went off the script. Go, Shirley. Shirley's Albertan attitude came flying out there, didn't it? Yeah,
Yep.
That's what happened. She spent 50 years in Alberta and then came back to Newfoundland and was like, listen, about all these new people stealing all the housing and healthcare and stuff. That's why the NDP is like, oh no,
Dang.
the person we put on the news said the thing that
In
everybody's
front of the
thinking.
news. Like, look at all the NTVs there. That's the local Newfoundland station. VOCM, that's the radio station that I've been paying attention to. CBC, and I don't know what the other one is. And
Incredible.
Shirley right here is queuing up. Like, she was like,
Just
trot me out for a housing announcement, will you?
You want to know how fast the CBC cut away from those comments? They were like, oh, and we're having technical difficulties listening to Shirley Gallagher say the truth. I bet they did. I bet they did.
All right, let's check back in. Conservatives are still at majority territory.
Exciting times.
Exactly 1,000 votes separate the two parties.
Tony Wakeman.
We might have a new premier, Tony Wakeman.
That would be just incredible, especially after New Brunswick went from Conservatives to good old Sue's.
Right.
To the Libs. It would be really, really good for another maritime province to swing back to the Conservative way. Yeah.
I'm looking to see if anybody's calling it yet. I can't imagine, since the Conservatives are leading, that CBC would be like,
they're gonna ride it out right
one
till the end. Yeah, they are. Yeah, but it is too close to call, unless, like, when you're within 1,000 votes. When you're within 1,000 votes, that's within the margin of error.
Yeah.
So
There's
you can't
nothing on the election desk yet. There's no
Wakeham.
Yeah.
Tony Wakeham.
Do we have any? I don't know. Liberals quiet as results come in. Yeah, I bet they are. Let's I'm gonna flip you this, Efron or Olivia behind the board. This is kind of funny. I just like the dichotomy here. So the updates are 9 minutes ago. PC supporters confident blue wave is coming. Scroll down.
He looks like a big guy, Tony.
You know what?
Like
Joining Scott Moe and the big boy.
It's big boy season. I like this so much.
Big boy season. PC supporters confident blue wave is coming. They seem excited. I don't know what their internal polling said. I didn't have a lot of, like, I can usually put feelers into the campaigns. I've got friends all over the place, and I don't have any there. So sorry. So the volume is cranked up to 11 at the Progressive Conservative HQ. The blue wave is coming. Near the front of the room, a man started a call and responds, "Are we about to have a PC government tonight?" To which another supporter responded, "Hell yeah." Hell yeah. And there are a lot of smiling faces right now. I like these updates, especially coming from the CBC. It probably sucks to write them.
You know that there is somebody running straight from their computer into the struggle session room to have a good cry.
Well, over at the Liberals, go over to 60 minutes ago, Liberals quiet as their results come in.
Oh, I bet they are.
Daryl Roberts, who's at Liberal HQ, writes, there are lots of sighs and worried faces at Liberal HQ right now. I bet you they're doing a lot of In the ballroom at the Sheridan, it's only half full. There are no
Sheraton.
It's not there. It's on the other page. Scroll. Yeah, keep going. You got the new update. I don't care about that. I'm caring about the Liberals.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this. Everybody's just standing with their Bud Light like, oh, God.
Yeah,
we're
drinking their
losing.
feelings.
Oh, shoot.
So Daryl Roberts writes, there are no candidates in the room.
They're all in their hotel rooms watching the results come in. They are ducking and covering just like Hillary Clinton did in 2016.
Yeah, we've got a new update. That's the PCs are taking the seat vacated by former Liberal premiers. So the PCs will pick up a seat previously belonging to two former Liberal premiers, PC candidate Mike Goosney. The former mayor of Deer Lake is projected to win the Humber Gross Morin.
Way to go, Mike Gooseney. Way to go.
Okay, well, he had a come to Jesus moment because he ran for the NDP in 2015. Then he ran for the PCs in 2020 in a by-election. Look, okay, maybe obviously he's running for the PCs a second time, so he realized the error of his ways. I hope. I'll give you a little bit before I can trust you, though. The seat belonged to Dwight Ball until his retirement in 2020. Former Liberal leader Andrew Furey, new to the position at the time, then opted to run in Humber Gross Morin despite living in Northeast Avalon. They don't take kindly to that jazz out there where you start riding hopping. Okay, let's see where. Go back to the ridings. I gotta find the election page. I don't have it. I lost it. Uh-oh. Here it is. Newfoundland and Labrador 2025 votes. All right, we're back there. Okay, so they are holding, and it just updated. So, oh God, this is stressful. There's like fewer than 190. There's like 95 polls, 94 polls to come in.
They're so close. That is so close.
Do we, Efron, I don't want to put you on the spot. Would you mind running a commercial break? Friends at home, let us know. Is this night going the way you thought it would? Because it is not going the way I thought it would at all. I'm shocked, amazed, surprised, hopeful, but ready to be disappointed.
Oh, I'm super optimistic.
Oh,
I'm an optimist by nature. I really am, and I feel real good about this. I mean, yes, it could result in me crashing and burning at the end of the night, but it's not the first time, and I'll get over it first thing tomorrow morning. But for right now, this is extraordinarily exciting for Newfoundland and Labrador.
Yeah. Not great for Mark Carney, by the way. Is this the first election since his election?
Yes. Yeah, it would be. Sure would be. Yeah.
Ain't that a thing?
If this is the way that it's going to go, and especially because this is a liberal strong. Sure, this is a liberal stronghold and has been for the entirety of the history of the area. If the liberals don't do well in Newfoundland and Labrador tonight, well, that's just everything's coming up roses for conservatives across the country. Really, they should have this in the bag.
There's a lot of super smart people looking real dumb right now. Yeah. Do we have
Oh God,
Efron?
it is so close.
It's so close. Efron, can we hit an ad break? Because I need to get up from my desk for a second. And can you just maybe take a peek over at CBC's panel, like the national panel?
The childless cat ladies. Oh, look at this.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
Leatherface. Just before and they've got the low side of, they got it at 20, but it's actually looks, according to CBC in Newfoundland, they're saying it's 21 to 15 with a PC majority. But let's.
Oh, this is.
It sounds like Rosie. I just checked on X and they're like, it looks like David Cochran's gonna have at least a minor stroke or a transient ischemic event in his brain.
Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers, brother.
There he is.
Look at this.
How many people are watching them?
Can you see?
How many people are watching them?
Can we see the stats?
I don't know. I can't see anything. I'm resistant to wearing my glasses.
1,364 watching now?
Yeah, that's what 1.6 billion a year gets you.
Oh my God, 2 billion a year.
It's lower than the daily live stream on Rebel News.
It's incredible. That's incredible. You know, I gotta say, we're cuter and more entertaining. Yet, listen, is the CBC going to take you on real estate tours? No. Are they going to tell you about the old hag, the sleep paralysis?
Yeah.
Culture? No, they're just, listen, I can
No.
almost guarantee what they're saying. Oh, the liberals have a chance to hang on here, but the progressive conservatives are doing a real push, and that's because of the things they said in the lead up to. Shut up! I get it. Like traditional CBC coverage of elections is so ultimately boring because I get to do this with you, Sheila Gunn Reid. Like this is my
Right.
favorite. Election night coverage is my favorite thing that we do on Rebel News. In addition to the parties and the viewers and the daily live stream and all of the other
There's a lot.
important stories.
There's a
we tell-
lot of
yeah.
upsides.
Yeah,
At
but I
Rebel
do
News,
love
but
this special evening situation we have.
This
I do.
is, I mean, there are like 73 polls left to report.
Holy Hannah.
Let's hit an ad
21
break.
to 15. Come on, buddies.
Okay, Olivia, Efron, I forget who's behind the board there. Probably both of you. Let's hit an ad break, and I'll be back here in
2 minutes.
180 seconds.
Be right back.
Big news, Rebel News now has premium memberships on X, Locals, and right here on YouTube. For just $4.99 a month on YouTube, you'll get loyalty badges, custom emojis, and access to members-only chats during our live streams. At $8.99 a month, you'll also unlock Rebel News Plus shows and our documentaries. But here's the catch. YouTube could cancel that premium tier at any time. That's why the best way to support us is at rebelnewsplus.com. It's just $8 a month, cheaper if you go annual, and you'll get exclusive extras like an ad-free site, comments access, and even the chance to submit op-eds. Wherever you join us, thanks for keeping our independent journalism alive and strong.
Gun bans make great distractions.
Trudeau may be gone, but Carney has picked up his same rhetoric.
We will quickly, and I mean quickly, reinvigorate the buyback of
Hunters, collectors, competitors, and defenders of tradition are still being targeted, while criminals run wild under Liberal policy. But we are fighting back. Join us, Canada's National Firearms Association, in defense of freedom.
Oh, hi, it's Ezra Levant here in Toronto with an important message because we need your help. Independent journalism in Canada is under attack. Government censors, big tech deplatformers, and the dying legacy media are all working together to maintain exclusive control on the information you receive. They don't want you to hear other voices like ours, and they really don't want you to be informed and to think for yourself. That's why the work we do here at Rebel News is so important. Our on-the-ground reporting, independent news shows, and special content you won't find anywhere else. It's all designed to give you trustworthy information and alternative viewpoints so you can decide for yourself. We don't get government money, and we are not owned by some big global conglomerate. We're funded by people just like you, so please support independent journalism and help us continue our work by subscribing and becoming a Rebel News Plus member today, right here on the page. Go to rebelnewsplus.com. Members get instant access to all of our shows, invitations to exclusive events, and access to our premium content like live event footage and documentaries you won't see anywhere else. Only Rebel News Plus members can join the conversation by participating in the comments section of our new website. That way you can have your say too. More than anything, though, you'll be able to take pride in supporting real, honest journalism, and you'll help our talented team continue to do the work to push back on the establishment. We really can use your help. We need it, in fact. So thank you, and enjoy Rebel News Plus.
All right.
And we're back.
We are back. And it looks like it's still holding. I am shocked. I'm just going to quickly refresh, but it appears there's It appears as though there's about 66 polls left to report. How are they doing over at CBC? Are they in the morning phase? Do we know?
I bet they have their taxpayer-funded golden hankies out, dabbing at their eyes.
I am just absolutely in love with how the pollsters got everything wrong. Because all the smartest people in the room, and to my shame, I sort of fell for it, but it's because I'm consistently disappointed by conservative parties in this country, by and large. Not so much here in Alberta, but like there's nothing quite like a conservative snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. It happens all the time, right? But the pollsters were like, yeah, the conservatives are going to get smoked. And that was a week ago. And then I showed you at the beginning of the show, things are starting to tighten up. But even I could not have predicted this. But there are people paid to predict this stuff. And they all got it wrong tonight. All wrong.
Right. And that was one of the major questions leading up to.
What is happening on TV right now? Why does everybody have drag makeup on?
What? I wonder how much the CBC spends on glam teams and grooming teams,
I'm Googling it right now.
The hair and makeup people that they get involved in there. I mean, it's wow, just incredible. Look at this. 21 seats for a majority, and we got 21 right now for the PCs, Newfoundland and Labrador, and only 15 for the Libs. That's a pretty significant drop.
I'm going to go back to that aggregator that we looked at the beginning of the show, and just let's look and see how wrong they got it.
Going back to the federal election, we saw the pollsters saying some pretty wild things leading up to the federal election, and so many people were asking, do you trust pollsters? Do you trust these guys for what they say? And it ran along party lines. Conservatives said no, Liberals said yes. Then the Liberals walked away with the election. But here in Newfoundland and Labrador, they seem to have gotten it completely wrong, the pollsters.
Yeah. It was 338, which is an aggregator. They had it 45% for the Liberals, plus or minus 6, 40% for the PCs, plus or minus 6, and 12% for the NDP. Now let's look and see what we're actually at. The PCs are at 44.2%. The Liberals are at 43.5%, and the NDs are at 8.4%. So very wrong, like very, very wrong. And then every single pollster had the Liberals
winning,
and not just winning, excuse me, but up over 43%. Some of them as high as 59%.
Interesting. Well, the only truly reliable poll that you can take to the bank is an exit poll, where you're catching people coming out of their coming out of the voting centers and asking them, who did you just vote for? Until then, until the day of, it's really your best guess. You're looking at historical stats too. Listen, if the PCs can carry tonight, they're going to be upsetting a great many decades of Liberal rule.
Yes. Low energy night at Liberal HQ.
You can hear the HVAC systems. You can hear the heat kicking in like, oh no.
Let's read this together. Let's do a dramatic reading.
Okay.
Despite those projected victories, only a handful of people are at the Liberal HQ. Some of the central members of Hogan's campaign team left the ballroom here at the Sheraton a little while ago. The room is very quiet. You can hear the HVAC system. That's pretty passive aggressive. I love it. Some supporters are wondering why the vote is going this way.
I wonder. I just wonder. Outside the room, a large pile of signs bearing Liberal campaign slogans meant for a large crowd of supporters sits untouched. So here they invited all of their supporters to come to our victory party. Come to our victory party. It's going to be a blast. And then as these election results roll out, all of the Libs are sitting there in their hotel rooms, crapping their pants about losing the government.
They lost the government where they were projected to go from a minority to a majority.
Please let this be replicated across the country. Please let this be replicated across the country.
This is
Wow.
bad news for Carney to lose Newfoundland. Provincially, I mean, it's different, but I mean, let's hope it's a trend for Liberal parties across the country. Let old Suze have been the last Liberal premier elected on our watch.
Mhm.
What other updates are there, Efron? Let's go on the live blog. Let's scroll. Oh, Paul Pike. Yeah, incumbents rank. Thanks, Ryan. Okay, so we don't have anything that we
Yeah,
read
we're
this
back
one.
to Mike. Yeah.
Is there anything above? That's it, eh?
Low energy night.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
believe it. Let's check back in on the results. 1,616 of 1,665 polls reporting.
Oh, we're down to 50.
Yeah, and
Down
the
to 50
Conservative
polls.
lead continues to hold.
Uh-huh. Wow, this is
This is
incredible.
wild.
Just incredible. So let's look again. Let us review what some of the election issues were leading up to this election. Okay. Hang on a sec.
There's going to be an old hag sitting on Hogan's chest tonight.
So
the sleep paralysis demon's getting Hogan tonight.
Sweet dreams, Premier Hogan. This is the best. Okay, key issues. All of these things the Liberals were responsible for creating. So number one is the cost of living. It has become prohibitively expensive to live in Newfoundland and Labrador, even with some industries really exploding, including mining. Housing shortages due to immigration, healthcare wait times. Silverfeet told us about a trans healthcare program that's going on there. So, if they're prioritizing their trans population and ignoring everybody else, that's problematic. And a controversial draft energy deal with Quebec's Hydro-Quebec to redevelop Churchill Falls. And so, from what I understand, Churchill Falls has been contentious and under development since the late 1960s.
Yeah.
So there was a proposal, it looks like, to rehab it, to partner with Hydro-Quebec to get it into production again. And there are claims of all sorts of claims of malfeasance and, some no good happening there. So this could be a punishment for the Liberals for all of those bad decisions. And actually, it's being reflected in this result. This is excellent. Liberals having their feet held to the fire.
Yeah.
By the night hag.
I'm just
or the
checking.
sleep hag. No, what was her name? The night hag. Yeah, the night hag.
Yeah, the old hag. I'm just looking to see if anybody has some fun or interesting clips of what I predict will be an obvious meltdown over on the CBC.
Poor things. Pardon me while I don't care.
Yeah.
While I continue not caring about their meltdowns.
Yeah. I'm sort of stunned to see that this is the result, but I'm very pleased about it. It's 1,622. So there's only like 40 some odd polls to report, and then it's all over but the crying for the Liberals.
Okay. The Newfoundland and Labrador economy has a debt of over $17 billion. Insane healthcare wait times. A PC win could scrap the Energy Memorandum of Understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so this, you know what? This is an election that could be the outcome
gas election
of the PC saying we're scrapping whatever is happening at Churchill Falls with Hydro-Quebec. So this
Right.
could be Newfoundland and Labrador saying, you know what, we don't want to be in an economic energy bed with Quebec. No thanks.
Oh, what's happening? Is he conceding? Let's
Let's see.
listen. This is shoot, what's his
Din.
name?
We ran
Din.
smart, intelligent, focused on people.
Jim Din. This is Jim Din, the NDP leader. Conceding.
And regardless of the outcome, there was energy in our campaign, and it's the
Where?
same energy in this room that we feel right now. So good job.
8.4%. 8.
2 seats.
Electric.
At this moment, I don't know if it's been declared one way or the other as to what the party is going to form government, whether it's going to be a majority PC or minority, or if it's going to be a narrow majority. But the fact is, guess what? It's going to be the NDP putting forward the ideas that will benefit all people of this province.
Light applause.
And at this point, I want to thank all candidates who ran, regardless of whether they're PC, Liberal, NDP, Independent, regardless of their political affiliation, because it takes it takes a lot of guts, a lot of commitment to step up and to run and to put your name out there and to face the criticism and whatever comes your way, but it takes a lot of work and effort to do that. Thank you.
Pause for polite applause.
Ulysses by Alfred Lord Tennyson still remains one of my most favorite poems, and one of the lines that I come back to is, "I'm a part of all that I have met." And that applies to me and to our team tonight. You are very much part of my identity and the identity of the Newfoundland and Labrador New Democratic Party. And you and the people who voted for us and the people who volunteered have shaped who we are as a party. I was fortunate to have had Jordan Brown by my side for the past 6 years. And our discussions helped shape our approach to things as well. That is something to keep, that we will use as we go forward. I do want to say thank you to my wife, Michelle.
Show us Michelle. Show us Michelle.
Where's
Who's
Michelle?
more than just the advisor on my sartorial choices, but she's been by my side all along, and to use her words, we do make a good team.
There's Michelle.
There's Michelle.
There she is.
A thank you
It's a
to
hard
my
life.
family, to my children, Kate, Sarah, and their spouses, and to my son, Jamie,
Spouses.
and to our grandchildren. I'm there for you guys. To my tireless, hard-working constituency assistant, Elizabeth Zedell. Elizabeth, are you here? She may
No,
not be.
Elizabeth left early.
She's at home in bed.
But anyone who's been in MHA will tell you that you're only as good as your constituency assistant, and she is incredibly dedicated and a strong advocate.
Help me, Rhonda.
To the many constituents who voted for me in this in my district,
Oh, it
to the
ain't that many.
volunteers who helped out on my campaign, to my neighbors who took on a job that they probably didn't realize they're getting into. Bob learned a lot more about the district than he expected to. Thank you. And at this point, I just want you to put your hands up when you hear the name, because I want to draw a point here about who we are. I want to talk about, say thank you to my incredible campaign team, and that's Linda, Devin, JP, Mary Shortle, Monique, anyone else. Put your hands up, please. Keep them up. Keep them up.
You're not going to lose them. There's nobody there. Disappoint the
Keep them
people.
up. Don't let them down. You're going to have to hold them up. To our equally incredible provincial campaign team, Garrett Spelsey, Brock Bowman, Carly Hanoski. Where are you? Put your hands up. Keep them up. Thank you to our committed caucus staff, Amanda Will, Stephanie Curran, Scott Fleming, Jean Graham, Tori Locke, Steve Kent, Eamon Carew.
God, that's a lot of lefties, isn't it?
I think that's all of them. I mean, you only got 8%. Could be
And certainly
everybody.
to
Knows them all by name.
Stephanie, who's been my communications director over the last 4 years, and to Scott, who was instrumental in designing and in doing the research on our COSTA platform, which I think was one of our secret weapons.
No, really, the amount of votes that the Newfoundland NDP got is proportionate to the number of employees.
I say thank you to the 39 other candidates who chose
just
to
said,
run
like,
for us. And if you could,
that
those
was our
of you who
secret
are in the
weapon.
room, could you stand up, please?
It was ineffective, obviously. Everybody stand up.
Oh, they got their brewskis. Okay.
Can you feel the electricity, you guys? I gotta turn the heat down in my studio.
They are diverse.
This is too
over
spicy.
half of whom are
I've
women.
seen bingo halls with more action happening in them.
For sure.
And that was delivered. That was not by accident, but because the fact I like to believe that we also who we are as a party and what we stand for. Our candidates represent all walks of life, and they come with a depth of experience that represents the diversity of this province, and they're unmatched by any other party, I would argue.
We've got the best diversity, says the NDP.
In Newfoundland.
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank you as well to your campaign teams and to your volunteers who stood by you, who came out with you, to your donors and supporters, and to the people who voted for you. Folks, that's what makes us who we are as a new Democratic Party of Newfoundland and Labrador. It's not just the leader, it's you guys that give me the strength.
It's the tens of supporters.
I am deeply thankful, and I'm incredibly proud of all of you. I really am. It's the thing that inspired me significantly throughout this campaign, that we had a good campaign. It was well noted. When you get one of the leaders after the debate reaching out to say we ran a really good campaign, that's high praise.
This is a long way to say we sucked.
Your competitors. So
you didn't win. You didn't run a good campaign. You didn't though.
See that number? 8%. You got two seats, Jim.
To parafrase a quote
All right, that's NDP leader Jim Dinn celebrating the win tonight, and the CBC
startling.
election desk is
No, you just. This is a very RuPaul look. I'm not going to make up, so I'm not the one to be giving advice, but I know what hits my eyeball wrong, and it's that.
Something was happening there. Something was happening there.
Let's check back in as we wait.
Oh.
There are 32 polls remaining, and the PCs are going to win.
Incredible.
I can't believe it. Now, this could not, this might be the start of a trend wherein old Susan Holt is the last Liberal leader standing, like the last Liberal premier standing. Because
let us pray. Let us
from my
pray.
lips to the Lord's ears, because the Yukon election is coming up. And actually, I have been paying attention to the Yukon election.
Fascinating.
I find Yukon politics fun because, like Saskatchewan, their Conservatives are called the Yukon Party. And the last premier that was of the Yukon Party was Daryl Peslowski, a delightful pharmacist who moved from up there, bought the Shoppers Drug Mart, bought a second location, and then was courted by the Yukon Party to run. I forget what his riding was, Mountain View or something like that. But anyway, Daryl was the conservative Yukon Party premier until 2016. The Liberals have been in power there since 2016. But they got a problem up there, and the NDP have a problem too, because and Curry Dixon is their current leader, the Yukon Party's current leader, and I think he's going to be the next leader of the Yukon. The NDP have a problem up there because they have been engaged in a supply and confidence agreement with the Liberal Party up there to maintain government.
We know how much people appreciate that. It's basically the last nail in the last coffin. When the NDP does that, that's how much people support this.
Yeah. So the Yukon NDP leader, we don't need to watch. So Curry Dixon, pay attention to him. I think he's the next premier of the Yukon. And he's very conservative. Yukon NDP leader Kate White has spent the last session up there propping up the Liberals. In fact, they've been propping up the Liberals in the Yukon in their minority government since 2021.
Says she doesn't regret the confidence and supply agreement.
We'll
with
see
the
on
Liberals.
Election day, Kate.
Will
because I
we
think
ever?
the voters are going to punish you because, and as much as the government or as much as the media up there tries to downplay this, this was a poll. They say Yukon Party commissioned poll puts Yukon Party in lead with the Liberals in third, but this is the Leger poll. And so it's not like the Yukon Party just paid for the poll. This is their poll. They own the polling data. They've released it, but it's done by a reputable pollster named Leger, which everybody relies on. And so their poll, no, this is from the middle of September. And the vote is November 3rd. So anyways, this could go poorly, but 43% of respondents indicated the Yukon Party would be their choice. 30% indicated the NDP and 25% indicated the Liberals, putting the Liberals at third. Less than 1% indicated the Yukon Freedom Party, which is like their, I guess it's their second conservative party. Don't do
Is
that.
it a separatist? Is it a separatist
I
party?
think it is. I think it's more akin to the Wild Rose. So to the right of the, well, which is fine. To the right of the Yukon Party. I don't know. Less than 1% indicated the Yukon Freedom Party, which means that it won't be a major player. And doesn't have a seat in the legislature. 1% respondents marked other. And so the prior poll that was also commissioned by the Yukon Party, I wonder, maybe we should commission a poll up there. So the previous data was from January 2025 and shows that the Yukon Party is bumping up, continuing to trend upward. So that's good. The NDP continues to collapse in on itself. They've dropped 4% and the Liberals went up 2%. So that sort of trends, the NDP losses are going to the Liberals, but some of them actually are going to the Yukon Party, which is a delightful change. And the Leger surveyed 500 Yukon residents over the age of 18 by landline and cell phone, according to Leger's report, and the margin of error is 4.4%. And so they bring on a University of Saskatchewan academic to try to debunk this, but whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's November 3rd that they go to the polls, and I hope to see an end to the Liberal government up there, and I hope they are the NDP up there are punished appropriately for what they've done to the people of the Yukon.
That would be incredible. That would be incredible.
All right, and I believe we should cover that election with a live stream.
I do too. So November 3rd, you say?
November 3rd, we can bring on Yukon Strong off X.
Oh, yeah. That's a great account. Yep. That's a great account. Okay,
He is
deal.
a friend to the rebel and a bit of a separatist himself. Let's go back and look over here. 1,635 of 1,665. We have 30 polls.
Oh, see, this is where it gets so nerve-wracking.
No.
Because the ability for malfeasance to happen at this point, like this is where somebody walks in with like a box of ballots and they're like, oh, I forgot to hand these over I forgot to hand these over from the advance polls or something like that. You know what I mean? Like this is the point in the evening that gets really, really really nerve-wracking.
Well,
But
I
mean,
believe
I'm
the
here
Rebel
for it.
News, the Rebel News election desk is calling it, because even the CBC just called it. Progressive Conservatives end 10 years of Liberal rule in Newfoundland, CBC News projects. When projected for the Tories after years in opposition.
Guess what, Canada? It's big boy season in Newfoundland and Labrador, and we have a brand new premier named Premier Tony Wakeham.
Yes, it is big boy season in the Premier's office. And
Hey, Newfoundland, do
here
you
for it.
want to build a pipeline? Now would be a perfect time to have that conversation, wouldn't it? Western Canada,
Exactly.
wouldn't it? Energy East.
Yeah. Also, I think you should complete all the offshore drilling projects that you would like. Offshore oil and gas, don't let them convince you to do offshore wind turbines.
Well, scrap
don't
this.
do that.
Scrap this situation with Hydro-Quebec. Like, scrap your memorandum of understanding with
No, you do your
Hydro-Quebec
own
and
thing.
develop your own resources. That's right.
Yeah.
We're team
Offshore gas?
resource development. That's right.
Offshore gas, you get yourself some natural gas generating stations, and you get cooking with gas. Look at this.
Yes. Progressive Conservatives and 10 years of Liberal rule in Newfoundland.
He looks like
Look at
Scott
him.
Moe's older brother.
Older brother. You're right. You're right. We'll see where he.
I want to look at his
we gotta
hands.
we got. I want to see Tony Wakeham and Scott Moe in an arm wrestle immediately. We'll see where he stands on.
Don't.
On
There'll be an
social-
earthquake, and the lefties will blame fracking if those two arm wrestled. Don't do that.
We'll see where he stands on social issues, because as we know, progressive conservatives can be a little bit loony with some of their social beliefs. They're typically real good on the economy side. Let's see where he ends up on some of these things, his stance on certain things. But congratulations, Newfoundland and Labrador. This is a real exciting day for you guys.
Yeah, let's go down. The curtain is set to drop on a decade of Liberal rule as the CBC News decision desk has projected the Progressive Conservatives will form the next government. It took Wakeham 2 tries to win the provincial Tory leadership. Well, they didn't even want him. And yet he led them to leadership, but only one to secure the support of voters in a general election. On the campaign trail, Wakeham hammered away at concerns about healthcare and the cost of living and crime. Exactly. The PCs hoped voters were ready for change, and after a decade of Liberal government, they turned out to be right. Delightful.
That's the blue wave they were talking about, and they were right. Pollsters were wrong.
Good grief. Of course. NDP candidates made history despite losses. They are talking about.
Were they the most diverse slate of candidates the NDP ever had? And then they lost the most amount that they've ever lost. And yet they're still trying to say, this was just incredible, Jim Din. This was just an incredible election cycle.
At first, I thought I was not reading this properly because I'm racing through and my eyes are tired and I'm definitely not wearing my glasses, but they forgot to put the first name of the candidate they were referring to. The party made history tonight. Maba was Newfoundland and Labrador's first Black candidate in a provincial election running for the NDP in Mount Skyo, but Maba obviously has a first name, which they didn't write. Small business owner, mother, and anti-racism educator. Scoldy Crone.
Oh, this sounds like a DEI nightmare. It's like the old hag. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I bet the old hag comes and sits on your chest and tells you you're a racist in the night.
Tells you you're a colonizer. In Labrador West, Shazia Razi was the first hijabi candidate in the province's history.
How'd she do?
She lost. Okay. both lost their respective races, but during the campaign, Razi talked about the importance of being a Muslim woman running in a provincial election. Again, I don't care. And nobody cares. Stop it. Nobody cares. They really want us to care, but nobody cares.
About the diversity quotas? Yeah.
Stop it. Nobody cares. Let's see. What else do we got here? Nope. Let's check back at the results. Guys, let me know if the Liberals are going to concede. I'd love to hear that speech.
Oh, desperately to an empty ballroom at the Sheraton. Could you imagine? Sheila Gunn Reid, could you imagine?
Wouldn't it be great? I'll check in over here.
Still majority, 21.
Still majority, and the CBC is begrudgingly calling it. We've got a couple of chats here that we'll get to. P. Schofield 10 gives us $5 and says, so far, I'm learning a lot. We're trying. We're trying. We learned a lot today.
Yeah.
On our own. We're sharing with you. But the old hag thing is something that I've been keeping inside of me, waiting to tell somebody. And my kids, it's one of those things my kids are like, don't talk to the other moms about stuff like that. You're being a weirdo. But I've been holding it in, and now I had a chance where it would be relevant. Halloween and talking about Newfoundland.
That was a very Sheila Gunn Reid observation. Like she has these little she has these little factoids rolling around in her head, and they just come rolling out at the greatest times. And so now the entire country knows about the old hag of Newfoundland who plagues the populace with sleep paralysis, where people have to sleep with shingles with nails in them on their chest.
Yeah. I should do that to keep my cat off me at night. It's trying to smother me. P. Schofield says, question, are the dopey polls a result of sloth or clumsy attempt at voter suppression? Asking for the old hag. You know what? I think it backfired. I think it got the vote out.
It put the fire under the feet of the PCs to get their people moving. Yeah.
Yeah, like it could have gone both ways. I think they probably thought, okay, well, we're going to demoralize conservative voters, their volunteers, whatever.
Been known to do that. Yeah.
But I believe the opposite happened. I mean, it demoralized me. And I'm usually immune to such psyops, and I got demoralized off the beginning of the show. So I think it had the opposite effect.
Finally, my optimism pays off. Look, just keep the faith, guys. Just keep the faith.
Yeah. Remember when I thought, in our planning little, when we had the big discussion about what the heck time is what in Newfoundland? I'm like, it doesn't even matter. It's going to be over in an hour and a half. It's going to be counting the municipal election. The Liberals are going to win. We're going to complain about rewarding corruption. And here we are now, giving her 3 hours later.
Just incredible. Look at this.
I was like, it's going to be done in an hour and a half. I told one of the kids I would take them to get their Halloween costume. Well, that's not happening.
No.
But I could have.
My kids had toast for supper. Yeah, exactly that.
Let's keep going. Carol Geohegan. Carol G. O'Hegan. 6978. I'm struggling. Welcome to becoming a premium member. Thank you for supporting us. By the way,
Carol.
You just unlocked a whole bunch of goodies. So you get all of our premium shows, or depending on your level, your tier of premium, but you get a bunch of new emojis and special things. And it supports the work that we do. And we're so grateful for that, because there are a lot of YouTube creators that you could support. Some that you are forced to support unwillingly, but you chose us, and we're just so grateful for you.
Yeah, we're so happy to have you.
Rocky Mountain Duke, regular chatter.
Buddy, hi.
$10. Another great election stream, ladies. A surprise conservative sneak attack in Newfoundland. Who knew? Let the CBC meltdowns begin. Pitching in for your old hag. Nailed shingle protective gear. Yeah.
It's going to be my Halloween costume, I'm telling you.
You know what? You wear the shingles and pretend to be sleeping, and I'll just perch beside you.
Ready to bounce.
I'm light enough that I could like perch on you without actually killing you. Like I could make you uncomfortably immobile, but you could still breathe. So I feel like I'm the perfect hagging size.
I'm a snuggler. I'm just saying that I would.
You'd be like, get over here, little spoon hag.
Come here, old hag. Let's have a snug. Yeah,
be
I'm
a
a
little
close
spoon hag.
sleeper. I'm a sleep hugger too. So there's that.
Bury your face in my haggish hair. my wiry witch hair. Just get in there.
Just be like, does this sleep hag use Pureology conditioner?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Smells like moss and dirt, graveyard dirt, and cobwebs. That's what my hair smells like.
With like an ode to toad in the background. It's just like an earthy smell. Yeah.
Cauldron fumes. Silver Feet 1. Lise, I'm about to open my company and for sure I'll be swimming in cash in 1 year. I'll buy the house for you both.
Oh, buddy, like deal. Thanks, friend. Everybody needs a friend like you, and we're just so happy you're ours.
Yes, I'll be in the mother-in-law hag suite, the hag-in-law suite basement.
Hag-in-law. The hag bunker.
Yeah.
Sheila Gunn Reid, the hag bunker.
The hag bunker. That's what I'm going to start calling my little studio under the stairs. The hag bunker.
Put a sign above the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys can sponsor my hag bunker if you want. I'll open it up to sponsorships. If you want to put your company name over top of the door of the hag bunker, I'll put
I would sponsor the cauldron. I would sponsor the cauldron today.
Yeah. Efron says we're standing by for the Liberal leader's speech and we'll pop it up as soon as it comes live. I can't wait for the little concession speech.
Yeah.
Oh, there's something about a depressed Liberal that I just love. Like I just love. I've been on air 4.5 hours of live TV today, just about between the two of us, because we did the live stream earlier today. And I ain't mad about it.
No.
I got to write a letter to the CBC ombudsman about what they're doing to these women over there.
It looks like they're spending a great deal of money on injections, on facial injections, the beauty team. And they do have beauty teams in the background. Like the CBC people have people to dress them. They have people to powder them. They have makeup people. They have hair, but maybe not David Cochran, but I bet he has a professional groomer.
He has his scalp polished and powdered, probably. Look at this.
Well,
but anyways, I take great umbrage to whoever's doing the makeup over at the CBC clearly doesn't like women. You can't like women as a species and do that to their faces. You just can't. And again, I reiterate, I'm not good at makeup. I don't know how to do makeup. I know how to, if I can put it on an airport bathroom with my fingers, that's how I do my makeup. Everybody's like, Lise, you've seen me do that. I'm done. It's always the same every day, mostly.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I feel like it's something necessary, but I don't enjoy it. But whoever's doing that actually hates women. They've got something against us.
Right. They watched the drag queen tutorials, makeup tutorials online, and they replicated it. Now I'm a makeup girl. Like I'm a makeup
you
and
enjoy
beauty
it.
girl.
It's therapeutic for you.
I just love it. I actually, do you want to know why I became really great at makeup? Because I've always been okay at makeup, just okay. But in COVID, I got super, super good at makeup. And it's because I found that if I did my face, I would be less likely to cry for the rest of the day. So I found, I'm going to get ready in the morning. I'm going to do my morning routine, put a whole face on, and then I will not cry it off. I won't waste it on tears because that's truly what I wanted to do every single day during COVID. So,
see, I just focus on making sure my skin is okay. That's where I'm at. I work with skin health and everything else will be fine after that. And then I can do less of everything else.
I got a brand new beauty product from my godmother and I got to show it to you. It's from the early 1980s. It's called a derma wand. Okay, a derma wand. And now we have an extensive routine. Yep, where it makes like little thunderstorms in your face, enriched oxygen situation, and then you come out looking like a tomato, just oxygenated and healthy. Yeah, that's part of the routine.
See, I would do that. I would do that in a second. Let's listen, or let's read Hogan and Wakeham talk on the phone. As we wait for more results to determine whether the incoming government will be a majority or a minority. Oh, friend, I think that ship has sailed. CBC News has confirmed that Hogan and Wakeham have spoken on the phone. We're expecting one of the two leaders to come out and speak fairly soon, likely Hogan first.
Hogan's going to concede. Wakeham is going to take a victory lap, and it's going to be a new day in Newfoundland and Labrador tomorrow.
10 polls are left to count, and it's done. And oh my goodness. Yeah, the Liberals finished at 15.
Look at that empty room. They rented a whole ballroom.
Show it again. I want to see the cavern.
It is empty. Wow, they didn't, like, they probably offered free food.
The first Liberal candidate stops by HQ. So there's just one there.
Couldn't push, pull, or drag their candidates or their supporters out. That's real embarrassing. Like, that's real embarrassing for the Liberals.
Do they at least offer free booze? Like, just go out into the hotel lobby, say there's free booze in there, so that people come in and fill up the room, so you don't look like such a bunch of losers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the point where you start screaming open bar on the street. You know what I mean? Open bar this way. Yeah, to just try and get somebody in the room, but that's pretty embarrassing.
What's the new update, Efron? Let's look. Majority. No. Fogo Island, Cape Friels. Wouldn't it be delightful if Fogo Island was the undoing of the Liberals, given its close relationship with Trudeau? Wouldn't it just be perfect? Like,
poetic, actually, Sheila Gunn Reid. Yes.
That's some Shakespeare stuff. Riley Balsam has now been projected to win Carbonear Trinity Bay de Verde for the PCs, meaning there's just one district left to report with a majority or a minority government hanging in the balance. If the PCs can lock down their lead in Fogo Island, Cape Friels, it will be a majority government. If the Liberals can pull off an unlikely comeback, it will be a minority. Now let's Fogo Island. Cape
Come on,
Friels.
Fogo Island.
I'm going to look and see what the split is. Fogo. You can.
Oh,
I'm going to look.
Looks like the PC candidate has a sizable lead. Jim McKenna.
Fogo Island. So what are they talking about there?
Looks like he has a sizable lead, 51 to 44%.
What are they talking about on this CBC blog?
And they're I can't see. Is that 56 out of 58 polls registered?
Yeah.
They just need 2 more?
Yeah. What are they thinking?
Looks kind of like the PCs have got it, Jim McKenna. Who is the incumbent?
Okay, so there's some closer ridings. Are they just publishing anything in this live blog? There are closer ridings. For example, Lewisport Twillingate has flipped the PCs by just 18 votes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, that hurts.
And that's in. That's going to go to a recount, but that's all 50 polls counting.
Huh.
So I'm sure they'll go to a recount there. And yeah, it's just by 18. Close races, Placentia West of Bellevue. 64, the PCs took that by 64 votes. So that'll go to a recount. So we might not see like the final results of whether or not this is a majority or a minority for a few days. But as of tonight, looks like a majority.
PC government.
PC government, Topsail Paradise. This is, they are 102 votes on that one at Topsail Paradise, which, I mean, I don't think, I think it's 100 votes to go to a recount. So that could not go to a recount. That's a PC hold there. So
just over the wire. But
18
considering
18 votes might be the difference between a minority and a majority for the PC.
that is crazy close. That is crazy close. And let's not forget that over the last decade of Liberal rule in Newfoundland and Labrador, how many millions of dollars the Liberal Party federally have shoveled into this province. Okay, they've been shoveling money at
Preferential
this.
treatment.
That's
Carbon tax.
Remember that one. Remember that one Liberal member who said, if basically, if you want nice things, then you should elect more Liberals, and it absolutely incensed the West. Well, this is an indictment of the Liberal Party of Canada and the Liberal Party of Newfoundland and Labrador.
Yep.
The voters said absolutely no more of your garbage. And look at this, a majority government for the Progressive Conservatives who were projected to lose tonight. This is an incredible evening. Yeah, incredible. Well done.
I am curious about can you, Efron, how many people are watching CBC?
1100.
1100. Yeah, that's great. Oh, where is this? This is the PC HQ.
That's
pretty
Big Boy.
exciting. That's Big Boy HQ.
Big Boy season. Oh, I love this for them.
How exciting for them.
Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna have to get to work real fast to undo 10 years of Liberal madness.
Not just that, but act at warp speed. Because the slower you work, the more the media can stoke the fear. Rip the Band-Aid off, work super fast, and give the voter a lot of runway to see that the sky didn't fall, that they can still get to their doctor, that they still have jobs, and that the fear-mongers were wrong. Give the voters as much runway before the next election to see that your changes didn't ruin their lives, your changes made their lives better.
Yeah. That's Danielle Smith's way, is just overwhelm them with so much change. They don't even know where to point their ammunition. She does so much so fast. She don't let moss grow on her Rolling Stone. And this is exactly what the PCs in Newfoundland and Labrador must do. It'll be interesting to see if they do anything on the parental rights front, because for 10 years,
first of all, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, Tony, let's go, brother. Let's go.
Yeah.
You got friends and allies in Alberta and Saskatchewan. We'll be so happy to have you on our team. And it would be such a relief to the parents of Newfoundland and Labrador to get some of this crap out of your public education system too.
Did you notice the slogan? It was the slogan of the PC campaign, I think, is a wonderful one. For all of us. And I was like, yeah, good. Because on the left, all they do is divide us into these social silos and into this weird totem pole hierarchy of our grievances and who gets more attention and other attention. And their campaign slogan does the exact opposite. That this is Newfoundland for Newfoundlanders. And I'm going to work for all of you instead of just the people who voted for me, which is the Liberal way.
Oh, look at this.
He's driving a pickup.
Go, Tony.
I want to see the make and model
Yeah,
of his
hey,
pickup.
show us the. Oh, brother. Look
Deadly.
at this. Look at that. That's a nice whip.
That's
I like him.
gorgeous.
I like him even more with his two-tone pickup truck. I like him even more.
With his vintage pickup.
Look at the size of his hands.
Those white walls out.
Rocking the white wall tires. Tony, it's big boy season. Newfoundland and Labrador again. Look at this. Just a beaut. Just a gem.
I mean, he's wearing that same kind of suit jacket that Scott Moe even wears. Scott Moe wears that like window pane blue jacket.
Yeah, a
Really
sport
like
jacket.
That
A sport jacket. Yeah, with a pair of blue jeans. Just
With a
goes
pair of
real
blue
nice
jeans.
with the light blue shirt always. It's real. I like this fashion sense. I don't like my politicians to overly be suited. You know
No.
what I mean? I think
Danielle
they
Smith
look.
doesn't do much of that either. Like she does sometimes their little like skirt suit that she wears to look
Oh,
sharp.
I love
like,
the green one. I love the green one that she has. She has a blue
Mm-hmm.
one, much the same, but it's not overly done. Like this is business casual. This is what I want, a nice plaid sport coat. This is
Yeah.
what I like.
But
No
Danielle Smith does
cufflinks,
that too.
please.
No cufflinks. But Danielle
Mm-mm.
Smith does that too. She'll do like her little blazer and a shirt and her jeans and her cowboy
Mhm.
boots.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect look.
God, hurry up and concede, liberals.
I
My
want to hear
butt's
what
getting tired
Tony
of this
has to
chair.
say.
I think we might have everything counted. No,
Oh.
we are at 1,660 of 1,665.
Look,
Where
look,
are we?
we're gonna watch a liberal concede. Watch.
Oh, they found some people. They lured them in with booze, did they?
Thanks, everybody. Just a few minutes ago, before I came down here, I called the leader of the Progressive Conservative Party, Mr. Wakeham, and offered my congratulations on his party's victory in tonight's provincial election. The people of Newfoundland and Labrador have spoken, and we will always respect their choice. And in the coming days, I'll meet with the Lieutenant Governor and Mr. Wakeham to ensure a smooth government transition. Now, we all know that this is not the outcome we'd hoped for. And all of you here tonight, our entire team, our amazing candidates, our awesome volunteers, I know you've poured your hearts out night and day throughout this entire campaign. And we've delivered a message of optimism and hope for our province and for our future.
Polite applause. Polite applause. Yeah.
And I am tremendously proud of the campaign that we ran. We kept our message positive. We focused on the challenges we face. We focused on the opportunities ahead. We kept our heads high, and I stand by our decision to run that positive campaign.
And it didn't work. And the people saw through it. And we lost.
Rebuked.
And democracy is not just about tonight. It's a living, breathing process. And we're lucky to live in a place where the free will of the people is expressed and respected. The challenges we face as a province are real, and they'll require everyone across party lines and throughout our province to work together. So to the incoming government, I and we wish you success, because your success is Newfoundland and Labrador's success.
Choking back tears. Choking back tears.
The Liberal Party will always be there for the people of Newfoundland and Labrador, and we will support everybody, whatever party you are, when progress and good progress is made. And on an important note, I urge you to stay the course on Churchill Falls. It is the best opportunity.
This is the energy project.
Future.
Yeah.
This is the energy project with Hydro-Quebec, which the voters just rejected.
So listen to the experts, because there is no better deal, but there is a better future for our province. And to our incredible slate of candidates who put your names forward, you knocked on doors, rain and shine.
They're
You
not
fought
in the
for your
room.
districts and your communities, and you did it with heart and integrity and a deep love for your province. And I want to congratulate all our candidates who were elected and who will represent their districts as MHAs. To our volunteers, our organizers, and our supporters, thank you for your tireless efforts, for believing in us and the values that the Liberal Party stands for giving your time and your energy. And your dedication is the only way any of this will be possible. And to the young people in the room or watching at home, some of you may have voted for the very first time. And let me say this, that politics matters, and your voice will always matter. Don't ever be discouraged from engaging and leading, and from imagining what this province can be. And to my family, Jill and Maggie and Jack, and Mom and Dad, and my two sisters.
Well, now he'll have more time to spend it.
You've supported me and encouraged me and put up with late nights and long nights on the road.
Oh,
here it is.
Get a hanky. Get your hankies ready.
It's been an amazing and a crazy and fun journey, and I can't thank you enough. And finally, to the people of Newfoundland and Labrador. Serving as your premier has been the honor of my life. And from everyone from Labrador West to Port Saunders, Burin to Bonavista, I've had the opportunity and the privilege to meet so many of you and see the best of our province. We're strong, we're proud, and we're resilient. And when we set our minds to something, there's nothing this province can't achieve. So tonight we pause and reflect, but tomorrow we work to build the stronger, prosperous Newfoundland and Labrador that we all deserve. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you, Newfoundland and Labrador, and good night.
Next to the speech. Thank you, bye.
Thanks, bye. But also, they just supported the Conservative plan when it comes to the deal with Quebec Hydro. So what, so why are you walking on the stage telling people to continue to pursue that deal?
Heartfelt.
Yep. Oh,
You don't
they're
get
running.
to make policy anymore. They're running away from the CBC, and they're like, no, you're not bothering us.
Yeah. Late night there, maybe a 10-year-old daughter,
Go home.
I don't blame him for running out of the room. That was not a happy, listen, that was not the result that meant that Premier Hogan expected. He was expecting to give another acceptance speech. He was going to get up there, thank all the volunteers, all the campaign, all of the staff that made this possible for another Liberal win, and he did not get it. I cannot wait to see what Premier Tony has to say. It's
Premier Tony Wakeham. Let's give that guy a follow on X, because he is. Yeah, I love that for all of us. What a good slogan. Yeah.
No, it really is. Yeah, it's brilliant. Here we go. Tony Wakeham. He'll have to change his Twitter bio first thing tomorrow morning.
Can you guys tell me, is that what is that? It's a GM. It's a GMC.
Are you looking at his truck?
Yeah, completely.
Mm.
It's a Butte. Anyways, I was curious what it was because I was
two-tone.
Oh,
hey, that's fancy two-tone. You want to impress a Western woman? You just roll out a brown two-tone,
a vintage
truck.
two-tone pickup.
Nothing better.
Yeah,
nothing better.
Yeah, oh,
just
that's
lovely.
Stephenville, Port-au-Port. Yeah. I'm not mad about that. I'm gonna.
I think that him driving a vintage truck says a lot of things about Tony Wakeham, right?
Yep.
He likes dependability. He doesn't need the bells and whistles.
That's conservatism. He's conserving this vintage pickup.
Taking care of it, maintaining it, making sure it runs properly. I like a politician that drives an old truck. Like, more of this, please.
Yeah. I was just checking CBC Watcher's X account to see if he had posted or she had posted, I don't know who they are, had posted some sort of CBC style meltdown, but I haven't seen it. So maybe they aren't. Maybe they're keeping it together. We'll see.
Oh, it'll come, Sheila Gunn Reid. It'll come.
So now I guess we just wait to see what's next. I guess we still have 5 boxes to count. Cool. Yeah, 1,660 of 1,665. But it doesn't matter because that one riding that is only 18 votes apart, like 18 votes to the Conservative, That's all counted. All 50 polls are counted. So these last remaining 5 polls are not going to change anything except the final vote count.
They're just the stragglers, right?
Yeah, those are just the last few. I lost the live stream chat in my what is this? I lost it. Okay, I found it. Efron, we're just now waiting on the Conservatives to come out. Okay, Efron says that they don't have the camera for it.
Oh, it's so funny because the progressive Conservatives were watching the polls going,
we better get a camera.
Likely we're not gonna have a win this evening. We won't get our ducks in a row. We'll just continue campaigning. And they're like, oh God, Tony, quickly writing a speech saying, I'm so happy to be the premier.
Right. Like he went from probably having a concession speech to all of a sudden having to write some sort of thank you to the Liberals who ran a great
speech. Sure.
Yeah. I'm just trying to kill time. So I'm going to go over to Libs of TikTok and see if they have anything fun we can watch.
There's a little cringy. Let's do another daily cringe.
Yeah, let's see what we can find.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh. This is let's watch this. Whoopi Goldberg having a little bit of a freak out.
Love to see it.
Me too. Oh, let's watch this. Cheryl Hines, for those of you who don't know, she was on what's that show from the creators of Seinfeld? Doesn't matter. Oh, never mind. I don't have to kill time. I was going to show Cheryl Hines, the wife of RFK, making them cut to commercial break on The View, but we can watch it tomorrow. If he barges through the door. I hope he just hits both doors and they pop both open at once. Just like
kicks them open just with his right foot, just bang.
Yes,
like the Kool-Aid man. You know.
No, he's gonna. He is a big boy. Look, he's taller than everybody.
Here tonight, 21 PC seats, the magic number for Jordy Met.
I'm gonna Google his height.
Big. Oh, this is gonna be incredible. I bet he's same height as Scott Moe, but less than David Eby, who is freakishly weirdly tall.
He's like a praying mantis.
Mm-hmm.
It is impossible to overstate how unlikely this was. The path they took to get to 21.
Listen to him.
Walking us through all night. All these seats.
Some of us kept the faith, David Cochran.
Well,
okay, some of us kept the
I
faith.
cannot state how unlikely this was. Look, I was not certain that this was a victory either, but a year ago, this was likely. So it's not like it's completely unheard of.
Right. Just awesome.
Okay, let's hear from him. Yeah. He's shocked.
First of all, let me say thank you very much to Shane and Jessica. Thank you very much to everybody here tonight. Thank you to our entire team, our candidates, and our volunteers. And our volunteers province-wide. You know, I've spent over 30 years of my life coaching basketball. And in basketball, you learn that no stat is less important than to score at halftime. Well, it was only a couple of months ago, a whole lot of people were looking at the halftime score and thinking this election was over. Pollsters and pundits were saying it was going to be another Liberal majority. But we knew, all of us, we knew in our PC team knew that the game was not over. We know that a lot of people in Newfoundland and Labrador were ready for a change, if they heard a real serious plan for it from a team that listened, learned, and acted on their priorities. We kept working hard, and we kept working together. We didn't quit. We kept believing in each other because we knew it wasn't over until that final buzzer and all the votes are counted. And tonight, we all know it because we all feel it. There is nothing quite like a comeback.
I like them already. A little standing ovation.
Look at all the blue-collar young people in the crowd. Not like the Lord's waiting room we saw of the NDP.
There are so many people I want to thank here tonight, and so many people I am going to be reaching out to in the days ahead. But it has to start right here at home with my family, to my wife Patricia, and my kids Stephanie and Christopher and their families. I love you. My daughter just FaceTimed from England, where I think it's around 2:30 in the morning over there. So anyway, Steph, keep watching. Politics can be hard on families, and I am so grateful for every sacrifice that you have made. It is the honor of my life to be elected Premier of this great province of ours. And
Matt
now,
Walsh?
to the wonderful
Matt
people
Walsh in the front
of
row.
Stephenville, Port-au-Port. Thank you for entrusting me as your MHA for a third time. This is my home, just as it is yours. And my pledge to you today is the same as it was the first day I was elected. I will always make sure that our community will have its voice heard. And I know I didn't get here alone. To Kip Kaus and our local campaign team, thanks for running an outstanding local campaign in this district. I know it was a little bit harder this time, as my job as party leader meant I could not spend as much time in this community. And to my incredible expert central campaign team, led by Steve Outhouse, and our campaign co-chairs, Jessica Babb and Shane Skinner, I am so grateful.
I'll tell you after.
One more
heard a name.
basketball coaching lesson.
Your name.
You can't score unless someone passes you the ball. It is true, you might sometimes score on your opponent's mistakes as well, but I'll let others comment on that. Instead, I want to talk about our campaign, where every day as leader, I was set up perfectly to score. Every day, Steve and our campaign team were at their best, and they allowed me to be at my best. You don't always see it in front of the cameras, but behind every campaign, there are a team of people who put their lives on hold because they believe in what we are doing, and I will always be grateful for that. And this brings me to our team of PC candidates from every corner of Newfoundland and Labrador. Thank you for putting your name on a ballot. Thank you for putting your faith in me. As I said, politics is a team sport. No leader can win it on their own. And everywhere I've traveled in our province, I found dedicated, hard-working candidates representing the best of our party to our province. And here is something else I found everywhere I went. Volunteers on the phones or on the doorsteps, or even just talking to their family, co-workers, and friends, helping spread our message that we can build a bigger, brighter future for all of us.
Oh, I know the name. I know the name.
You know it now?
Yep, I remember. Yes.
This victory belongs to all of you too. I know tonight that while many of our local candidates are celebrating a victory tonight, some of you are disappointed. I hope you, your family, and your supporters can hold your head high, because in putting your name on a ballot and giving your neighbors a real choice, you help make our province a better place. In fact, I want to congratulate every candidate from every party for putting their name forward in this election. This was a consequential vote, and you helped give your community a real choice. And this includes John Hogan and Jim Dinn, along with Eddie Joyce and Paul Lane. Thank you for giving voters a choice. I have spoken to Mr. Hogan and Mr. Dinn to congratulate them. This was a spirited campaign, but I think it was also a respectful campaign. In a time when democracy is under a lot of strain elsewhere, it was Newfoundlanders and Labradorians who once again showed the world how it's done. Finally, I want to thank every voter who put their faith in us and put their faith in me when they marked an X next to their local PC candidate. Whether longtime voters or new voters, true blue Tories or somebody taking a chance and voting PC for the first time, young and old in the city, around the bay, men, women, newcomers, old-timers, whatever your reason for voting PC, I am so grateful for it. We worked hard to earn your support, and we will work harder to keep it. And if you didn't vote PC, that's okay too, because we're also going to work hard for you. Because it doesn't matter to me if you are blue or red or orange. At the end of the day, all of us are Newfoundlanders and Labradorians first.
Nice messaging. Nice welcoming messaging.
Exactly.
Earlier this evening, somebody asked me what my top priority would be if we won this election. My answer should surprise nobody, because we have been talking about this for every single day of this campaign. I answered no surprises. I am going to do everything I can to build a better, brighter future for all of us.
Imagine the Liberals renting that huge building.
I want to build a future that includes better health care for all of us. This means bringing more nurses and nurse practitioners to rural and underserviced communities. This means investing in 4 new MRI machines to the communities who need them most. And this means expanding seats in our med school and nursing programs, along with new incentives to ensure our medical graduates want to stay home or return home. I want to build a future that includes lower taxes for all of us. That means increasing the basic personal exemption to $15,000, meaning nobody pays a cent of provincial tax on the first $15,000 you earn. The biggest exemption in Atlantic Canada.
Nice. Nice.
That's nice.
It also means permanently reducing the gas tax and paying back the tuition of graduates who choose to stay and work in Newfoundland and Labrador. Increasing support for our seniors and increasing the number of families who can receive real supports through the Newfoundland and Labrador Child Tax Credit. I want to build a future that includes safer communities for all of us. This means hiring 46 new police officers for the RCMP and RNC, investing in more Crown attorneys, leading the national effort to toughen bail rules, and invest in expanded addiction recovery centers and mobile mental health units. We're going to do this while leading a pro-jobs government that insists that work from Bay to North, ferry construction, or national defense spending is done right here, and ensure that all big public projects include benefits agreements that guaranteed work for local tradespeople and apprentices.
Going to recovery base.
And we will build more.
Yeah.
While ensuring that Newfoundlanders and Labradorians are always the beneficiaries of our resources. We will develop Churchill Falls. We will develop Gull Island. We will electrify Labrador. We will develop our resources with our workers for the benefits of our communities.
Yeah, buddy.
They are the beneficiaries, yes.
But the era of a rubber stamp government is over. When it comes to our province's resources, we will be the ones calling the shots. I will demand a true independent review that will share its conclusions with the public.
Summary report time.
I will use that review to fix this deal or demand a better one. And given the generational stakes, I will not sign any deal that Newfoundlanders and Labradorians do not approve in a referendum.
Holy Hannah. Goodbye, Hydro-Quebec.
Yep.
Interfering. Holy Hannah. He means it.
My friends, an election delivers a mandate, but it does not by itself deliver change. Change is up to all of us. And it is my promise to you that as Premier, I will give this everything I've got to deliver the better health care, lower taxes, and safer communities that you all deserve. Tonight is a special night for me and my team. Let's celebrate, but tomorrow we get back to work. Let's build a better, brighter future for all of us. Thank you.
Good speech, Premier Tony.
Still going? No, he's done. That was great. So it doesn't sound like he's going to pursue that Hydro-Quebec deal that the outgoing premier thinks that they still should. In fact, he's going to put it to the people.
Oh, he's going to give it all to Newfoundland and said that the people of Newfoundland should be the beneficiaries of their natural resources, which is what every premier should be saying to their populations, considering natural resources is a provincial purview. It belongs to the provinces. Natural resources do not belong to the federal government, even though they try and get their grubby little hands on our natural resources all the time. It sounds like Tony Wakeham is going to put a stop to that. There are a lot of consultants, liberal tide consultants, that are going to be out of a gravy train in these next couple of weeks, and good for the people of Newfoundland and Labrador. Another one of the things that he said that I thought was so interesting is in the beginning of the broadcast, we were talking about their safe supply and how much money and how many resources are going towards that safe supply.
$1 million.
Well,
Just on
millions. Millions of syringes, hundreds of thousands of crack pipes, the screens to go. It sounds like that time is over. Tony is going to recovery-based programming, as you should. We know that safe supply does not work. It just keeps the pipeline of addictions and mental health issues going. And it's a brand new day tomorrow in Newfoundland. How wonderful.
I'm
How
so
wonderful.
excited for the people of Newfoundland. Now,
Me
I
too.
want to tell everybody, I think we should wrap up the show relatively soon. So if you guys have chats, get them in right away, because I got to let the people in the studio in Toronto go home.
Buddies.
Yeah, they worked late. We thought this was going to be a short stream, and we are approaching 4 hours. Yikes.
Feels like no time.
It does feel like no time. I can't believe I just sat here for 4 hours. Please stop, CBC. Why did you do this to this poor woman? I'm sure she's lovely, but now she looks like she belongs on the ostrich farm. I want to tell you guys what I perked up about when I heard when he was listing his campaign team.
Steve Outhouse.
Steve
Is that the name?
Outhouse.
That's the one I heard. I went, where do I know that name from? Turns out Steve Outhouse worked with Premier Blaine Higgs in the New Brunswick election.
Right.
That went to the crazy Suzanne Holt and her rainbow belt wearing husband. But it's good to see Steve Outhouse pivoting.
Steve Outhouse. That was a very a small loss for Steve Outhouse. I think all was lost there. Steve ran the UCP campaign in 2023.
Is that where I know the name from?
And he ran Leslyn Lewis's campaign.
There you go. He's a Christian. He's a Christian.
Baptist. Yeah, he's a good dude. He's a great dude.
That's where I knew the name from. Yeah, Steve Outhouse. So great to see him pull off this incredible win, Steve.
Nicely
Way
done,
to go.
Steve. Do it again.
Newfoundland and Labrador, beautiful. Again and again and again. Replicate this. Perfect.
Yeah.
Well done, Steve Outhouse.
Yeah,
I think he's Ottawa based, is he not?
He is, although he was he's Ottawa based, but I think he's originally from out there. And so so he's not some fly-by-night interloper hired gun. He's from out there. He did work in Higgs's office, and then he ran the Higgs campaign, and he lost that, but I feel like all was lost there anyway. But
Well,
he
the
was
Liberals came in with bags of gold, man, like
Right.
to make sure that Suzanne Holt was going to get that one. So,
and it was like timed perfectly for them to win too, because it was like on that whole like, we're the new Liberals, we're not like the old Liberals, and people have figured out that that is BS. So she benefited from that bounce. But Steve Outhouse, he's a talented guy, and if you hire him to run your campaign, well, heck, you just might win.
Yeah,
Look at that.
Wonderful. Just couldn't be happier for the people of Newfoundland and Labrador. Wonderful, wonderful result. A long time coming. I feel like us conservatives have had to take a couple real hard losses, and this is just such a welcome win. And listen, if this can happen on the east coast of Canada, Liberal stronghold, this can happen anywhere.
I can't wait to see this happen in the Yukon, because that will not bode well for those gun grabby Liberals, where people who subsistence hunt because you can't afford groceries up there, turn on their Liberals because the Liberals are grabbing their guns. It will leave old Susan Holt, the last woman standing, as the Liberal premier. So
just let her. Just let her.
It couldn't happen to a nicer bunch. Okay,
And her rainbow belt wearing husband.
What a weirdo.
I'll just never forget that.
I would never allow any man that I know or care about to present themselves in public like that.
Talk about a red flag. Like,
Including
talk
the gay
about
ones.
That's a
Like,
walking
no.
red flag. Yeah, walking red flag right there.
Yeah. Okay, let's wrap the show. Lise, we sort of threw this together last minute. I didn't think it would go this long, but you are such a trooper all the time for this sort of stuff. And also special shout out to Mr. Lise and all them kids for toughing it out with no supper or pseudo supper without you tonight. Thank you so much.
And no internet. P.S. They've been banned off the internet for the last 4.5 hours because else mummy's face doesn't look nice. So yes, thank you to Mr. Lise and all of the many offspring. But Sheila Gunn Reid and the team in Toronto headquarters, thank you so much for hosting another wonderful election night coverage evening on the Rebel live stream. And we will see you back here in no time at all. We'll be back here tomorrow at 11 a.m. local.
Like 14 hours. Yeah. 14 hours. I'm not going to go for my run tonight because I'm going to get hit by a car. It's pitch black out there. So I'm going to hit the treadmill after this. Thanks everybody, as Lise says, who works behind the scenes to put the show together for you. It's a lot of work for them to do these late night streams. And by late night, I mean 10:10 in Toronto. And then they've got it's Toronto traffic. It's horrific.
Like a 4.5 hour commute or some crazy thing. Yeah.
It's like, I feel like it's less time for me to drive to Calgary than sometimes for them to get home when they get stuck in traffic. It's a nightmare. So thanks, guys. Thanks to those of you who donate to us in the form of super chats or Rumble rants. We appreciate you so much. We couldn't do this without you. And to those of you who do the free but very important thing, I mean, the value is incalculable to us when you share our stream with somebody you think needs to see it, or just interact, get on the chat, leave comments. The more you engage with our stuff, the more it gets served up in front of other people. And that's one of the great ways that you can help us without spending a penny. It does us more good than you have any idea. All that is to say, congratulations, people of Newfoundland. Congratulations, Premier Tony Wakeham. That's going to be fun. We'll talk about all this and more tomorrow on Rebel Roundup. And it's Western Wednesdays tomorrow. So I don't know who the panelists are yet, but it is where we focus on Western-based issues. It's called the Buffalo Panel. And I can't wait to chew on the meat that was the election tonight, what this means for the Liberals in Ottawa. Nothing good, that's what.
Not a
And
good
I love
look.
it. No.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap up the show. Lise, can't wait to see you in about 14 hours. Thanks,
Yeah,
buddy.
sounds good. Okay, hey, don't let the sleep egg get you guys. Okay, be careful. Get your
This is
shingles
sleep
on.
eggs. Yeah, get your shingles on and your nails so that you don't have me perched on your chest, sucking your life force out of you. In case you're wondering, happy Halloween. Okay, see you guys. And as we always say on the stream here, if you find us offensive, maybe don't find us at all.
Oh, it was so good. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, buddy.